but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. As a volunteer, you deliver a hot, nutritious meal and a friendly hello to someone just like your mother, grandfather, or next door neighbor. These seniors are inspiring people with incredible stories to share, and they love to see you. The smiles you get back are priceless. Delivering with Meals on Wheels is easy, and you don't have to drive like me for it to be quick. You can volunteer your lunch break once a week or just once a month. With 1 in 6 seniors facing hunger and many more living in isolation, your lunch break can make a real difference. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Okay, Simon, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. And what do people normally wear?
Clothes.
Exactly. So now Mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Clothes keep us warm, they look good, and if we go out without them, the neighbors will talk. So it's important to know how to get dressed. Here's how it's done. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. If you're wearing a tie, it goes over, round, through, and pull tight. Tuck your shirt into your pants and zip up your fly. Socks going first, then shoes right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops. The rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears.
I love bunnies.
Good to know. Now remember, spots don't go with stripes, socks don't go with sandals, and if you've tucked in your shirt, wear a belt. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
So you see, son, good manners are very, very important. Someday, many years from now, when you're a grown-up, you'll be a man. And when you are, you should be a gentleman. Do you want me to go through it one more time?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If a door's shut, then knock first. Don't burp, don't swear, don't speak with your mouth full, don't reach across people's plates, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
And don't interrupt. While we're at it, don't stare, don't use foul language, don't call people names, but do remember people's names. Always share your toys, play nice, and cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give up your seat to anyone who has trouble standing bottom line. Treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
Hey, there he is. How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand or what?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
Are you okay?
I'm having a stroke.
Your face looks weird too.
I'm having a stroke.
Are you having a seizure or something?
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear.
I'm having a stroke.
You just need to know the sudden signs. Look for FAST, F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. Or S, speech difficulty. Then T, time. Time to call 911 immediately, because the sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Know the sudden signs. Face, arm, speech, time. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The average time a resume spends on an HR manager's desk is 7 seconds, and most of them are tossed aside. Now imagine if one of those resumes belonged to Yasmin, who was
living in a shelter, juggling 3 jobs. I had to be resilient. That's something that you can't teach.
Or if that resume was from someone who
worked 12-hour shifts at the recycling company with my dad, who's 72. That taught me a work ethic that I carry with me every day.
We rely so much on a resume, yet it could never tell the full story of someone.
Growing up where I did, a lot of things could have gotten in the way of my goals. But I learned to push through, and that's what I bring to work every day.
So maybe it's time we look beyond the resume and look to Grads of Life. Discover new ways to develop great talent that are so much more than what's on paper at gradsoflife.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Grads of Life and the Ad Council.
Saturday, August 28th, add it to your calendar. the Sports Betting Channel presents To Be Determined. Our new show starts at 8 o'clock out here in San Diego, 11 o'clock in New York, and then we're done just in time for the first game kickoffs for college football. You're going to get 4 totally different slices of sports. Blackhawk West joins us for Saturdays in Canada and some plays for the CFL game. What do you do when the easy sports data is trending in opposite directions? Well, Mo's going to help us decide what to do on Something's Gotta Give. There's also Paulo's plays. Now, if you're not betting soccer, you really should be. And this guy is very, very good. Finally, there's Wake and Bake, where sports betting meets marijuana. Hey, the games start early here in Southern California. Now, 9 o'clock's a lot easier when marijuana is legal. It's like having 4 shows in one. Check it out Saturday, August 28th on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, on the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network, and on the Sports Betting Channel.
Be fearless at MMA Long Island and Setuha Karate. Located at 28 Colt Court in Ronkonkoma, MMA Long Island is the martial arts school for you if you want to learn combat-proven techniques, build confidence, discipline, and self-esteem while learning real martial arts to fight back against bullies, predators, and peer pressure. MMA Long Island offers group and private lessons for all ages and levels in traditional Goju-Ryu Karate, MMA, and self-defense. MMA Long Island is one of Long Island's most affordable martial arts schools. There are no promotion, belt, or membership fees, and family discounts are available. All classes are taught by 7th degree black belt Sensei John Benedict with over 30 years teaching experience. So whether you want to get in the ring or protect yourself and your family, MMA Long Island can help you reach your goals. Visit MMALongIsland.com. That's MMALongIsland.com, or call or text 516-381-9660. That's 516-381-9660.
Edward Lehman has been a trusted insurance advisor for over 16 years with insurance solutions for auto, home, commercial, life, and retirement. He's located at 54 Sunnyside Boulevard, Suite H in Plainview. That's just 1,000 feet south of 495. Local agent, local advice. The time to think about insurance is before you need it. So do yourself a favor, and before you pay your next insurance bill, give Ed and his team a call, 516-935-3900, or visit them online at www.allstate.com/EL. Edward H. Lehman Insurance is your trusted insurance advisor.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
What are you talking about?
No, it's not him. There's only one more. There is only one more. That's it. One more.
Get a rest!
No!
They saw your team put up zero effort.
Wake up!
Remember in the old days, they used to have oxygen for them. Where's the oxygen?
Play like absolute just garbage.
This is the Sports Loudmouths.
Yay!
Man, can you keep it down? I'm trying to introduce here. With Errol Marks, Speedy Petey, and Tyler Harrison.
You're not even a has-been. You're a never was. You're a never was. You're a never was.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Sports Loudmouths. I'm your host, Errol Marks. My co-host, Speedy. Speed's the man, Petey. And Tyler Mothball Harrison is still in the studio. Are you mothballing, man?
I mean, define what the hell is a mothball, and then I'll tell you.
Errol likes to say nouns that he thinks are verbs.
Well, hold on 1 second. You've never smelt a mothball?
No.
So you've never actually, usually when there's mold in a house or mold outside, people put down mothballs. What it does is it helps with the mold smell and it takes away mold.
Right, but how do I mothball?
You're a mothball. You just like stick to everything. You're just that. Anyways, remember you could call us at 631-672-3108. You can go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. Download our app by going iOS, WWSRN, or Android. Worldwide Sports Radio Network. I will say something. I have had a crazy day, and I'm starting to get involved with the crypto thing and the stock market and people. Anybody that has not bought into SHIB, buy into SHIB. It is a big crypto. I'm trying to get into it, but obviously it's not letting me. Coin base is not letting me get on. So I'm having a lot of problems right now. This is all because of Speedy, and I'm not going to say it on live radio why it's because of Speedy.
So you're saying that's your crypto night.
It is. I'm having a crypto night. There you go, Speedy. There you go. We have a great show lined up for you at 10 o'clock. We will be talking to Pro Football Press Patriots. Oh, I can't wait for this.
Yep.
Patriots beat writer and
How many
founder
Tom Brady questions do you
of
think I should ask?
Foxboro beat, Kaleb McChesney, right? I got that right?
You got it.
We will have him on. I can't wait to hear his flabbergasting craziness of the New England Patriots.
Just try to contain yourself.
I'm calm. I'm not going to attack him. I might attack you before I attack him.
No, you'll definitely attack
will.
me before you attack him.
I don't know him personally, so this will be really interesting.
Lucky him.
We will get into the Zach Wilson injury and what the Jets need to do. By the way, thank you, Carl. It is my father's birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. He passed away a couple of years ago. It's been hard for me. By the way, Ben, shout out to Ben, getting out of the hospital, actually feeling better. He's had like quite a few surgeries.
Yeah.
And by the way, he says #ban the beef.
Damn, that was fast.
Yes. But I'm happy that Ben will probably listen to the whole show. So I'm happy Ben will be here for the whole show. He hasn't really listened to the whole show because he's been dealing with a lot of pain. Yeah. I feel bad for him. But Carl, thank you very, very much for my father praises. I've been dealing with a lot today. I'm trying to make it more fun and funnier, for my day. But this is a day that I always mourn. It's been a horrible day for me. And, losing somebody that special in my life, a person that made me the man that I am today, I don't know what to say. So as we go into the show, I'll talk more about my father and what he has done for me, from where I am today and what I have been over the last couple of years and transferred into a sports radio show host. A lot of the reasons behind why I am a radio show host is because of my father. But we will get into the Zach Wilson injury, the Joe Flacco 6th round. It makes absolutely no sense. Pick up for the New York Jets. It makes no sense. We will get into the Deshaun Watson trade. It seems like Miami is the lead getters for him. I am not surprised. That's where he wants to go. But he has said that he's interested in going to other teams. So we will get into the Deshaun Watson thing in a couple of moments. We will get into the NBA, the New York Knicks playing great basketball right now. They're firing on all cylinders, defensively, offensively. Evan Fournier looks like the biggest pickup in the offseason for any team in basketball. He's been fantastic for the Knicks. Kyrie Irving saga seems like it's never going to end. He was just over there in Brooklyn, standing outside what do they call the Brooklyn Nets Stadium? The Barclays Center, standing outside, ranting and raving about this whole vaccination thing. So
maybe he'll be the one to sell their playoff tickets. Maybe
they're going to need that. I mean, the way James Harden is playing. So we'll get into that. Also, the 76ers look lousy as hell, but we will get into that a little bit later. We'll get into the NHL and the MLB. We got a lot to talk about, and we have a guest at 10 o'clock. So why don't we just get into the football? Week 7 in football was horrific. If you're a Jet fan, there's nothing really more to say about what Robert Saleh said at the press conference after the game. When you think of the New York Jets, and I am a Jet fan, and I root on this team, this horrible team. I followed this team through hell and back again, year in, year out, watching one quarterback fail, to the next quarterback fail, to the next quarterback fail, to the next quarterback fail. Every single year, every single 5 years, it becomes a major beer goggle. Absolutely, Carl. Perfect.
Don't worry, one of your former quarterbacks is also failing for the Seahawks too. So
well, I'm not surprised. But and actually, he actually is not failing for the Jets. He's actually helping the Jets.
It's the most accomplishments he's ever had for the Jets.
I mean, he's helping the Jets right now because right now, if the season were to end, the Jets would be drafting at 2 and 7 in the draft. I mean, they're positioned very well to land on, even though in the last couple of drafts. It's up and down. But everything that we've seen of Elijah Vera Tucker, he's in the top 4 guards right now in the league. In the last couple of games, he's played very well, but he's the only bright spot in that offensive line, that horrific offensive line. And by the way, and I'm not taking away how the Patriots play and how well the Patriots played against the Jets. Those 2 hits were absolutely illegal on Zach Wilson. Absolutely illegal. And the fact that the referees didn't call a penalty on any one of those hits, because first of all, the first hit was the one that really hurt his knee.
Yeah.
Okay. And he released the ball at least 2 seconds before he got hit, which means that is a penalty. And there was no penalty call on that. And then right after that, 2 plays after that, he gets hit again the same way and by the same guy and no penalty. And I'm not blaming anybody on Zach Wilson's injury, because honestly, it's best off that the Jets do not have Zach Wilson in. This offensive line is not at 100%. Mekhi Becton, we don't know when he's coming back. When this line actually gets to full strength, maybe Zach Wilson comes back and we actually see some kind of quarterback play. But right now, this offense is anemic. This is the worst offense in the NFL. And I don't want to hear from Mike LaFleur saying that we're still learning, we're still figuring things out. What are you trying to figure out? Do you know how to run the ball? How long have you been on the sidelines with Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, Mike Shanahan? How many people your own brother, Matt LaFleur, how many people do you need to stand on the sideline to understand how to run the damn ball? You have not run the ball well. You have not thrown the ball well. And Robert Saleh should be angry. He should get wrinkles because this team is horrible. And the defense, I don't want to hear from the defensive coordinator. I don't want to hear what he has to say that this will never happen again. That was absolutely abysmal. You put up a giant dud, okay? There is no excuse to this defense, who, by the way, was ranked 12th in all of football going into this game. I probably shot down to 20, okay, giving up 50 points. This is the first time in NFL history, coming back from a bye week, that a team gave up 50 points. First time in history, another record to be broken by the New York Jets. I can't explain it anymore. And Robert Saleh, he has every right to be upset. He has every right to curse at the press conference, because you know what I'd be doing? I'd be stripping at the press conference. I'd be so pissed off.
Sure
I would probably take all the pressure off my team by stripping and putting on a show for the press. Because to me, this team isn't a football team. They're a complete embarrassment to football. And no matter who they play, week in and week out, Joe Flacco, White, whoever. And by the way, I love it. Jeff, as soon as Zach Wilson gets hurt, White throws a touchdown, and Jeff says he's better than Zach Wilson. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Of course he does.
When Zach Wilson came out, they laid off on him. Okay, and let's be honest. I'm not taking shots at the White. I think he seems like he's a good backup. He's not a starting quarterback in this league. He's not. The fact is Zach Wilson is not getting protected. He's getting killed at the line of scrimmage. He's been hit more than any 2 quarterbacks in the league. Yes, Zach Wilson has been sacked more than any 2 quarterbacks together in the league. What does that tell you about the offensive line? What does that tell you about this team? What does that tell you about the protection of this team? It is an utter embarrassment. And I don't want to hear from the coaches anymore. I don't want to hear from the players. And by the way, Marcus May, please don't speak at the end of the game. You say you want to be a Jet. You say this. Then there's rumors coming out from the organization that they're trying to move you because you don't want to be there. Either you want to be there or you don't want to be there. Okay? I know you want your contract. I know you want to be Jamal Adams. Don't be stupid, because look at where Jamal Adams is. Look at where Jamal Adams is right now. He's in Seattle playing with Geno Smith, okay? And let me tell you, he'll be running himself out of there very, very soon. Very soon. Because to me, what we're watching right now for New York football is utter garbage. Now, the Giants won. They had a good game. They played very well on Sunday. Well, I'm sorry?
You're forgetting about the Bills.
What are you talking about the Bills?
They're on bye this week.
Well, no, I'm saying
I don't look at the Bills. I know the Bills are a New York team, but I'm talking about the two New York teams that people vote for more than any of the New York teams over here in Long Island. I'm talking about the Giants, and I'm talking about the Jets.
Carl saying Giants lose all receivers and still won. Good Lord. Don't worry, we got a new one in Daniel Jones.
And by the way, who the hell wants Evan Ingram? Okay, I can't believe I'm reading stories right now that there are 6 teams involved and possibly making a trade for pot hands.
For what? A 6th round pick 5 years later?
I mean, seriously, who the hell wants pot hands? He's done nothing for the New York Giants. He's been an utter waste. They drafted him in the 1st round when they should have drafted Dalvin Cook. Okay, I mean, it's absolutely obnoxious statement on half these different stories that I'm reading on social media. But getting back to this horrible team, and I'm going to tell you this right now, this Jet team is the worst team in football right now. No, it's not Jacksonville. It's not the Texans. It's not any of those teams. The worst team in the NFL right now is the New York Jets. You know why they're the worst team in the NFL? Because they can't score. A Pee Wee football league can score faster than the Jets. I mean, I could play quarterback right now for the New York Jets and bring in Pee Wee high school players, and I'd probably score more than the New York Jets.
Now, the real question, if Adam Gase coached a Pee Wee football team, would they beat the Jets right now?
Who knows? Adam Gase is right now coaching high school, and they're doing pretty damn good. I mean, seriously, Adam Gase has scored more points in the first 5 games of the season last year than the Jets have scored in the first 7 weeks this year. What does that tell you? I mean, Mike LaFleur, I don't want to hear your crap. And the Jets aren't going to fire him after the first year. They're not going to do that. Because they said it takes usually 2 years to figure out this offense. This offense is very complicated. There's just so much in depth of understanding this offense. So I didn't expect Zach Wilson to just be a clear favorite to win Rookie of the Year. I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought he was going to have a good season. I thought he was going to throw over 3,000 yards. That's not going to happen because he can't even stay healthy because the Jets can't protect him. And they can't run the ball either. So, I mean, what could the Jets do moving forward that could change anybody's outlook to this team? And honestly, nothing. There is nothing. There is nothing right now as a Jet fan that you can sit here today, Tyler, Speedy, and I know you both aren't Jet fans, and I am a Jet fan. There is no way you can sit here 5 weeks from now and say, hey, the Jets had a great season. Because in 7 weeks, even if the Jets win 5 games in a row, this is still one of the worst teams in football. So honestly, I've ranted enough about this team. I don't want to get about Corey Davis because he can't catch a lick. Okay, Corey Davis, Cole, all those guys, Elijah Moore, who got his first touchdown from White. Who cares? It meant nothing. It meant nothing. Why isn't Denzel Mims on the field? Again, no sense. It doesn't make any.
Not one single player will make up 41 points like they lost to this week. But yes, it seems like in a transition type year, a year you want to experiment with young players, it would be good to actually experiment with them when your top quarterback is out. Why not say, all right, we're losing this game anyway. Let's put all the young players on the field. No LaMichael Pirine, no Denzel Mims, none of these other young running backs, nothing. At least you didn't do it with Zach Wilson. At least you're trying to stay competitive in games. All right, that's one thing. You're getting blown out. Why not try something? It's a preseason for you guys at this point for transitioning this team. And the defense, I don't know what happened to them in that game. You're right. They were a top 10 defense before that. They were iffy against the run, okay, but they still had a great pass rush and a secondary that was playing very well. So where was that all of a sudden?
Bill Belichick could have run as the running back for the New York Jets and had more yards run than any of the Jets running backs.
I would have loved to see that.
Okay, I mean, seriously.
I think Bill Belichick would.
I mean, a little baby, a little infant could have ran the ball better than any of the running backs for the New York Jets. This team is horrible. The offensive play calling is abysmal. I don't understand what the play call is. It is 3rd and 6. Why the hell are you throwing a screen pass? It doesn't make sense. None of it does.
Maybe it's like a Scooby-Doo episode, and Mike LaFleur accidentally takes the head off, and they see Adam Gase in there.
I don't understand it.
Would have got away with it too.
I wanted to throw up. I wanted to throw up on Sunday. I wanted to throw up.
What stopped you?
What stopped me? I don't know. A Twinkie or something else that was in my mouth when I was watching the game. I mean,
Errol having to realize he would have to catch to clean it up because nobody else would.
That's true too. That's true too. But to me, I don't know. I don't understand this team. I don't understand what Robert Saleh has, and Robert Saleh, I understand he's stressed out. I understand he's a family man. I understand he got very crazy at the press conference. He said the F word 2 or 3 times.
Good.
I mean, I love that about him. The problem is, does he say it enough? Does he do it enough in the locker room to push these players to that next limit? You got to be Bill Parcells. You got to be the Bill Belichick. You have to be these guys that are going to push your players to play at the top of their game. Vince Lombardi, okay, he's the one who brought that pushing, that stressful type of coach in the locker room for the Green Bay Packers. Why did Green Bay win 5 titles in 5 championships in a row? They won those championships because Vince Lombardi didn't believe in losing. He didn't even believe in losing after the half. He always expected to be in the lead every single minute of the game. But this team, they're losing every single minute of the game. They never have an early lead. They have never. Do you want to know something? Not once. This is another record the Jets have broken this year. In the first 6 weeks, the Jets have not had the lead one time in the first quarter.
They haven't scored at all.
They have not had the lead one time in the first quarter.
I think I scored 44-0.
I was gonna say it doesn't seem like they even have a touchdown in the first
They
quarter.
have a field goal.
It's horrible. I mean, there's nothing more to say about this team except this team needs a makeover. Now they got players. I like Elijah Vera Tucker. I like Mekhi Beckham. I still think Zach Wilson's going to be a good quarterback. I do. I really do. I like Michael Carter Jr. I think he could run if they actually have offensive linemen that could block for him. Okay. I think there's certain defensive players. There's secondary. There's a couple of good defensive players on that team. Bryce Hall looks like a player. Michael Carter II looks like he's a player. Good slot corner.
I like that kid Javelin.
Javelin, Sherwood, who's out for the season with his Achilles. I think they have some good young players on the defensive side. Quentin Williams, when he wants to show up. I mean, some of these guys could actually play. The problem is they're not consistent. And consistency in the NFL is the most important when you are trying to make a statement, a.k.a. what the Bengals did against Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. They needed to make a statement. They made a statement. They shut down a high-powered offense that can run the ball, and they shut down a high-powered defense. They actually quiet down a high-powered defense. So that shows you that a young quarterback who has weapons, that has an offensive line, crazy to say that, but has an offensive line, and actually has a defense and a coach that nobody even heard of until last year.
A coach that everybody wanted out last year.
Actually, finally are in first place in the AFC North. Okay? So, by the way, I told you, Speedy, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bengals win that game. I wouldn't be surprised. And I'll tell you this right now. The Bengals, they're gaining confidence, and they're going to be a very hard team to beat moving forward.
Snug says, ask Geno Smith how that jaw is feeling. Bet he pays his debts now. Carl says, did I just see Albert Pujols doing a TikTok ad during the World Series? Ha ha. Snug says, so LOL. So essentially 300-year-old Joe Flacco is going to get blown by defenses as a sacrificial lamb. Carl says, even the Bears could run the ball. Ha. Snug says, props for a dude for having a job at 41. Refer to Pujols. Snug says, Mac Jones is playing pretty smooth. Carl says, Errol strips off a piece of clothing for each sack given up.
That's probably true. I mean, how many times did they sack the quarterbacks? I mean, the Patriots, I think, had like 7 or 8 sacks in that game. Horrible.
Snug says,
absolutely horrible.
So you would punish the press after the Jets punish the fans.
That's right.
Snug says he's going to be nude before the half.
That's true. Probably right.
Zach Wilson is the new David Carr.
No, he's not.
Nathan saying, what's up?
What's up, Nit?
Carl says Fields has to be close on being sacked. He's just based on playing 3 less games. Nathan says keep up the great work. Snug says it's just the Jets being the Jets. Giants are the Giants and on the upswing. I don't know. The Texans are pretty bad. Oh, I'd pay to see that.
Hold on one second.
The
Because
Texans are playing hard,
because
though.
the
Jets
Giants
aren't.
won on Sunday, they're on the upswing.
I guess technically somewhat up. How much up is another question.
The Giants are equally as bad as the Jets.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
John Ferris says,
By the way, what a catch by Daniel Jones.
Yep.
What a catch. And Giant fans need to lay off on that kid. I really believe if you put the right players around him, they can succeed with Daniel Jones.
So again, referring back to Carl's comment, who knew we had the guys to overcome the receiving injuries we had? We just had him at the quarterback position. John Ferris says Colts and Bills want Ingram. Don't know why. He's garbage. Yeah, Buffalo doesn't need him. Indianapolis, maybe.
Buffalo might think that Dawson Knox's hand won't heal.
They're still not really a receiver offense or a tight end offense anyway. He broke out this year, but still, I don't know if they would trade draft picks for that. Snug says, maybe Adam Gase could play quarterback for the Jets. Probably no worse than Flacco.
Maybe he could play quarterback for, your mom could be the center, Speedy, and Adam Gase could be her quarterback. What do you think?
Well, Jets fans would love him because Adam Gase could be heard.
I think your mom would probably be a better center than any of the Jets centers, McGovern especially.
Again,
hasn't shown up.
I'm sure Jets
hasn't
fans
shown up in one game this year.
I'm sure Jets fans would love it because Adam Gase would get destroyed right away.
You're probably right. Adam Gase is, more and more looking like a king compared to Mike LaFleur. I mean, this kid. I remember before the season started, what analysts were saying about Mike LaFleur, like he's the next big superstar offensive mind in the NFL. The Jets bring him in, and this guy is the worst offensive coordinator right now in the NFL. He is the worst.
Jason Garrett's pretty close.
Not in comparison to LaFleur.
No.
Jason Garrett's been bad too, but not in comparison to LaFleur.
Not even close. I mean, you're talking about record breaking. Okay, you're talking about he is probably right now. The Jets are probably going to be last in runs, last in offense, last in everything, yards per carry, yards per game. I mean, right now, the Jets are probably dead last in every offensive statistic, okay? That tells you that this guy doesn't know what he's doing, or the players aren't figuring it out. This offense is just so difficult and so hard to explain that it's taking a lot longer for these guys to understand. And by the way, why is Elijah Moore and Elijah Vera Tucker sitting out practically the whole preseason? You have rookies that need to understand an offense. You have players that don't understand this offense. And now you're seeing it catch up to the players this year, now that the season is started and probably don't know where their ass is from their tailbone.
Always seems like they have the same game plan every time too. It's not like they're even evolving either, and that's the even bigger problem with that play calling. And going back to how bad LaFleur is an offensive coordinator, he's making Urban Meyer look good.
It's just horrible. The Jets are horrible right now. There's nothing more to say about this team and this organization right now. Joe Douglas has a lot of work to do, and if the Jets do get the second, or maybe even they get the first pick in the draft, and they get the 5th, or Seattle just shoots down and they get a top 10 pick from Seattle, they need to land on these 2 picks big time. They need to get 2 superstars to come over here and play for the Jets. However way they do it, they want to go at the big time pass rusher from Oregon, then you do that. And you make sure that this guy's going to stay healthy and he's going to be one of the elite pass rushers in the NFL for many, many years to come. If you're going to bring in this kid from LSU, the Stingley, you bring in him too, you have arguably the 2 best players in the draft, and you get them both at 1 and 5 or 1 and 4. You make sure that these guys are game-changing players.
You might end up, if they're drafting at 2 and 7 like they are right now, you might end up with 2 pass rushers too if that's the route they want to go at. So.
I mean, they're going to need to do something because and they got 2 second rounds, they got a 3rd, they got 2 fourths. I think they might even have 3 fourths if something happens. I think with one of the trades that they had, if one of those guys actually turned out to be something and they make the playoffs and he has a big part of it, I think the Jets could have 3 fourths this year. So it's. I know they have
the Vikings, maybe the Herndon trade.
I'm not sure.
Okay,
it might be the Herndon. Yeah, it is the Herndon.
Okay,
it is the Herndon.
Well, they're in the last spot right now, Minnesota. We'll see if they can hold it.
It's Herndon. It's the Herndon trade. It's the Darnold trade.
Okay,
and they have their own 4th round pick.
Okay,
so it's. I mean, right now the Jets are stacked with draft picks. Joe Douglas needs to land on these picks because this could be the last year Joe Douglas is the GM of this team if these players don't turn out to be. I do believe Elijah Moore will figure it out. I think he's too talented not to. I mean, but they're not doing something right. This offense isn't working for them, and that's a huge problem.
He seems like such an ideal fit, too. You would think they would have something with that. Yeah. I said that all offseason.
I don't think Mike LaFleur knows what he's doing.
It seems that way because I compared Elijah Moore's role in that offense to what Deebo Samuel's was last year before this year.
They said he was better than Deebo.
I thought he was, too.
I mean, he's faster. He's got better hands. I mean, the stories that you hear about this kid is a no-braining top 15 pick. And he fell in the second round, and the guy's been a complete bust.
Meanwhile, Deebo Samuel's in top 5 in receiving yards this year.
But I don't think he's a bust. I just think the Jets are using him wrong. And I think they need to figure this out. And if it's not Mike LaFleur in the offseason, if they think Mike LaFleur isn't the answer, then they need to bring in a real offensive coordinator that's going to get this thing right because it's not working right now.
Snug says, could the Jets all apply for whatever eligibility they have left with Alabama? Mark would put in a good word for them.
No thanks.
Carl says, this is a good one. Who drops the ball more, Evan Engram or Bud Selig back in the day? Ooh.
Bud Selig.
That's a good one, Carl. Carl says his eyes would be glued to the field in reference to Adam Gase. Snug says, considering that it's Halloween week, will the hosts be in costumes tomorrow?
No. Maybe you know what? I might do that. I think it'll be funny.
Carl says, Fright Night. Snug says, I think Earl should dress as a unicorn. Speedy should wear a dress, and Tyler should dress as Teddy from Bob's Burgers. Just wait till the Jets bring in Lane Kiffin. It's going to be awesome.
All right, so why don't we get into this DeShaun Watson story? And Tyler, I'm going to let you take over the story coming out from Miami that this is practically done. They're just waiting on what the NFL is going to do to DeShaun Watson with obviously these 22, I think, civil cases. Are they suspending him this year? Are they sitting him? Are they going to let him play if they make this trade? So, Tyler, what are your thoughts to Miami landing and the Tua project absolutely done? Could you imagine that? After 2 years, the Tua project is over. I don't know what they're going to do with Tua. Obviously, they're going to probably move him in that trade and trade him to the Texans. But I don't think they need him. I don't think they need him
because the Texans want him either.
The Texans don't want him. The Texans have Mills. Mills will be the guy that they run with, and that's that. As far as DeShaun Watson played his hand perfectly. He didn't want to be there. He never reported there, and unfortunately, the Texans kind of screwed up. And this is what this is the risk you take in the ball game. We'll see what their return is. I can't imagine it being what they wanted.
2 first rounds. That's it.
They didn't want to. They wanted 3 or 4. So
and 2 defensive players.
They're going to get 2 first rounds. That's it.
Now, here's the thing about Miami, right? You want to talk about the Jets needing to nail this? The Miami Dolphins need to nail this because
they will. DeShaun Watson special.
A lot of people had them as a playoff team. Not only do they not look like a playoff team, they don't even look like a team that should be even competing for the final wild card spot. They look like they're a damn near lottery team. They look awful, and they were what? A top.
They were 10-6 last year.
Right, but they were like a top 10, top 15 defense last year. Where's that? Tua Tagovailoa is going to get – he's going to be the Josh Rosen of this draft class. I don't think he'll find a steady job starting anywhere. I know the Redskins the football team wants to have him as their quarterback. But
which is not a bad move.
It's not. Ron Rivera is probably the guy you'd want your young, struggling quarterback to go to. The problem being,
you'd probably get a 2nd round or 3rd round for him.
Yeah. The problem being, I don't see that working in Washington. I can't see him finding, and Terry McLaurin's there. So do you really think that Tua Tagovailoa isn't going to depend on him more than he should?
I mean, he's a top-end wide receiver.
No. But you're going to force the ball a lot, and I don't know if Tua Tagovailoa has had the success to make that call on where I should throw the ball. We haven't really seen him enough to even make these assumptions, to be honest. And if the football team is going to gamble on him being their future quarterback, I mean, I don't even want him. I think Taylor Heineke showed that he can be more than enough to bring this team to the playoffs. We've seen Kirk Cousins do it, and Taylor Heinicke's not any
But
worse
is
than
Taylor
Kirk Cousins.
Heinicke going to get you over the top? And I don't know if he
Maybe
is.
not. Maybe not.
He might be a Kirk Cousins-esque. He could turn into like another Kirk Cousins. That as he progresses as an NFL player, he becomes better and better and better. Becomes an elite quarterback. But again,
and he knows Ron Rivera's system already, so I don't know why you're bringing into it at all.
You bring him in. He's to me is I guess you could say is a small policy, and you try him and you fit him in, and you see if he fits better in the offense. But I will say this: the Desean Watson thing. If they get Desean Watson, you can't fail on this. This hurts the Jets. I mean, this hurts all the other teams in the division because if they bring Desean Watson, and who's the best quarterback in that division?
Desean Watson.
It's Desean Watson by far. Okay, and I love Josh Allen. He's a good player, but Deshaun Watson.
I'm sorry, Josh Allen's better.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
You can't make that assumption.
No, he's not.
It might take Watson a little while to get back, but when he's at his peak, he's better than Allen.
Well, we don't know what his peak is. We haven't seen him in God knows how long.
Okay, but you think it'll take him that long to get back though? Because I understand a little bit. Like it might take him a month or so to adjust to that kind of scheme, but in terms of,
I don't think you've seen Deshaun Watson this year at all.
You don't think? Oh, with Miami? I think
no. Why would you do that?
Because why would you
hold on?
Why would you throw him into the beginning of next season, not knowing it either?
Because you have OTAs, you have training camp.
Why not give him
game
action first when the stakes are lower?
All right. So let me just put this out there, right? So Deshaun Watson reports to camp immediately. Okay, and let's just say the Dolphins get lucky and the NFL doesn't suspend him this year. They'll hold it off for next year. He doesn't know the playbook, doesn't know the offense. That offensive line is awful. You risk getting him hurt further, getting him hurt for the future. You don't do that. Have him sit. You're not winning football games. You're not competing for anything. Lose. The Zach Wilson thing is a blessing in disguise for the New York Jets. You didn't have to pull the kid. You don't hurt his feelings. The New York Jets should never have played him. They should have let somebody else go take the shot. Joe Flacco is going to be a punching bag for the next 8 weeks. That's all the Jets
not 8 weeks, so 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks. I think
they're not putting Zach Wilson back in.
Yes, they will.
Absolutely, they should not.
They will. They will.
Should not.
At the end of the season, when Mekhi Beckham is back and this offensive line is somewhat healthy, they will put him back. Now, I would. I absolutely. At the end of the season, I would. You're absolutely. You are kind of right. They should have never started him in the beginning of the season. They should have slowly eased him into the offense. I think they put a lot of pressure on him, and they forced him. And listen, he's very confident. If you listen to what he had to say after the game and everything that he has said, you have to give him a lot of credit because he shouldn't be positive. And there was a lot of non-positive things that has happened to him so far this season. The Jets have put him in harm's way to get killed. It's a joke. I mean, when you have a young quarterback that is learning the offense and learning the speed of the game, and you're getting hit every single other time when you're hiking the ball and you're stepping back 5 times, I mean, that's scary to think.
I know you said no to this already, but his start to the career is identical to David Carr's. Identical.
I don't think it's David Carr because, first of all,
not talent-wise, just literally how the career started.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about Zach Wilson.
You shouldn't be worried about Zach Wilson. You should be worried about the offensive line.
I'm worried about what this team is. It's not even the offensive line.
There is no.
What is the identity?
You don't know what they are.
What is the identity of this team? I mean,
Robert Saleh has to start telling people he wants his guys
because
you can tell him and LaFleur are not on the same page. Defensively, the Jets have been good, so not decent. So.
Well, after that game,
that's Belichick. You can't. Let's be honest.
You do not let Bill Belichick
circles
score.
the Jets game every week.
You
every
should
year
not,
he goes, all right.
You should not let Bill Belichick after the bye week score 50 on you. I'm sorry, that's not an excuse. Bill Belichick doesn't do that to anybody but the Jets. And for the Jets to not know that was going to happen or that was coming, I don't know what the hell they're looking at.
Damian Harris finally woke up from the long sleep he's been on. So
I listen. I
think that's really why the Jets got screwed.
He played well against the Jets the last time. I mean that run that against the Jets when he was spinning out,
or 6 guys couldn't tackle him. Yeah.
I mean he played well against the Jets the last time. So I just think that where the Jets are at right now, I think they need to sit Zach, let Zach get healthy. When this offensive line gets somewhat healthy with Mekhi Beckham and Elijah Vera Tucker, and this line is decent. You bring the kid back, you ease him in again, and you go into next year. Obviously, I don't know what they're going to do with Mike LaFleur. Maybe they decide, this scheme is not working for the Jets. Or Zach Wilson, we move to another offensive coordinator. We bring in another guy that can help this offense out and make this offense more prolific. Because honestly, I know this scheme is really, really hard, but that is not an excuse how anemic this offense is. It is anemic. So,
Carl, to answer your question, yeah, that's why the Dolphins haven't verified the trade yet. They're trying to figure out with the NFL front office on what is going to happen if he does end up playing and or is suspended. Is he going to be suspended this year? Is he going to be suspended when they have more information? I think that is what their owner was waiting on in terms of actually solidifying the trade. But the Texans and the Dolphins have the parameters of the trade done.
It's crazy. It's good.
No, sorry.
Got it.
No, I was just going to say, DeShaun Watson going to Miami does not make them. It makes them a better team.
Makes them a playoff contender. Absolutely.
For this year?
Absolutely.
Hell no.
Absolutely.
What are they, 1-5?
They're 1-6 right now.
They're 1-6.
Yeah, their season's over.
It's not over.
It's over.
It really is. Listen,
1-6?
Deshaun Watson.
You'd have to win every game from here on out.
Well, listen, you got to play the Jets twice. So that gives you.
All right, you're 3-6.
That's 3 games right there.
And honestly, I think the Jets are going to win one. I think they'll beat one out.
I think the Jets are going to figure things out. I just think right now they're so anemic. I don't know how they're going to do it. It's going to be crazy, and it's going to happen when Zach Wilson isn't there. That's the crazy thing. I think they'll start figuring things out when he's not there.
You're going to get the idiots to say Flacco is better for the system, and meanwhile he just knows it because he was there last year.
Nobody,
just like the people that say Case Keenum's a better starting quarterback than Baker Mayfield. Like, get out of here.
Well, please. Flacco played in somewhat of a system like this. So when he played in Baltimore, this was the system. This was it was like
similar to Greg Roman's offense.
Yes.
Sure.
So listen, he's a veteran quarterback. He'll make throws. He's going to get hurt. I'm going to tell you. Flacco's not starting. White's starting.
Well, that's because Flacco just got there.
Yeah,
Thursday.
White's starting. White's going to start,
Wednesday.
And then White.
Tuesday. What the hell is today?
Wednesday.
Oh, he just got there.
When White gets killed, after the first or second quarter, you're going to see Flacco in there, and we're going to see multiple quarterbacks before Zach Wilson comes back.
You shouldn't bring Zach Wilson back. Let him sit. Let him watch the game. He's clearly not adjusting to the speed of the NFL, so I don't know.
No, it's not. It's not the adjustment of the speed of the game. It's dude. He has like 2 seconds to throw the ball.
That's what I'm saying. He clearly is not adjusting to the speed.
I mean, no quarterback has enough time to even think. You think Tom Brady's sitting back there?
No, hold on.
Do you think Tom Brady's sitting back there? He's not going to get killed.
Tom Brady's going to get brought up later.
I'm just saying. You don't think he'd get killed with 2 seconds throwing the ball with that offense? Give me a break.
No, I understand he would get killed, but what I'm trying to tell you is that he's still staying in the pocket. Unbeknownst to him, that the pocket's collapsing. So clearly, there's a problem with either his peripheral vision or he hasn't felt, okay, that's behind me now. I need to make a move here and run. He's not.
That was a big problem for Daniel Jones too.
He's athletic, so the fact that he's not running more is a problem for me. Why are you staying so stationary in the pocket?
Because he believes in his arm strength.
That's fine. You need to believe in moving the football.
I think there's a lot more in depth with that.
That's fine.
And I think one thing is that when he is throwing screen passes, why isn't his running backs catching the ball?
True.
That's another thing. How many times did we see on Sunday and remember he got pulled, I think in the second quarter he got hurt. Right. So in the first quarter, his running backs dropped the ball 5 times behind the line of scrimmage.
I was gonna say,
5
at least 4
times. Okay. They can't catch the ball. I mean, I could have just I can underthrow the ball, I underhand the ball, and they still wouldn't catch the ball. They're not catching the ball. Corey Davis has to be quite open before he catches the ball. Nobody's catching the ball. So it's not any of the quarterback's fault. Maybe it's not even the scheme. It's just the players getting open and finding a way to get open. It's just horrible. It's just horrible play.
Where's Jamison Crowder at?
That's another thing. I'm a little lost with him too. I mean, but besides the fact that he missed the first 4 weeks because he can't stay healthy.
Well, no, that was COVID, I thought.
Yeah, it was.
No, not 4 weeks.
Oh, it wasn't 4 weeks?
No, it wasn't 4 weeks for COVID.
He was in COVID protocol.
He
had to pass
10 days. 10 days. It's 10 days. He did, but he also had a hurt ankle. No. And he was out. He sprained his ankle and he missed 2 weeks. All right. So
and that Herndon trade's biting you in the ass too.
Yeah, but they weren't going to trade him. Now they might. I mean, now they definitely.
You did it already. He's in
No,
Minnesota.
but the fact that they got Herndon for a fourth is pretty insane.
Wait. What happened? Herndon? You talking about
Herndon? Yeah.
Who you talking about Herndon, or who are you talking about?
The tight end. The Jets.
Herndon. I thought
you
were
should have
talking about
never traded him.
You went from Herndon. You went from what's his name again? The wide receiver with the protocol to Jamison Crowder to all the way Herndon. But
I'm just saying.
Jamison Crowder is going to probably
football.
Jamison Crowder probably will get traded at the trade deadline. I think it makes sense. You could get a second.
Depends,
you'll probably not a second. You'll get a third. You'll get a third for Jamison Crowder. He
depends on who needs him.
I think the
Baltimore
Broncos
comes to my mind.
I think the Broncos would be a great fit for him.
I don't think so.
I do.
They have enough receivers.
Yeah, not right now. They're not healthy. They can't stay healthy. Also, Baltimore. You were right. Baltimore's
Also,
another
with
team.
all their injuries, maybe the Browns.
The Browns too. Yeah, a lot of teams.
If Cleveland gets, never mind. What
How
Cleveland
about this?
needs to do is
the
they
Green
need
Bay
to trade.
Packers.
Yeah,
the Green
there
Bay
you go.
Packers
That
is
could
another
do it.
team.
One green to another. But here's
to a better
and
green.
I'm dead serious. Cleveland, and I don't everyone jump at me when I say this. Let me get this sentence out. Cleveland needs to trade for a quarterback because Baker Mayfield's pride is going to end his career. He can't keep playing with that shoulder.
Well,
it's going to get.
It's not his shoulder.
Surgery this year.
I don't care. Your shoulder's going to fall out.
I think
he's got he's got a torn labrum, and he's got something else wrong with it.
Yeah, he's a.
Odell's got two beat up shoulders.
Fractured shoulder. His shoulder is fractured too.
Listen, I don't want to hear another word about Baker Mayfield not being a tough.
Nobody.
Oh, he is.
That
Nobody
mother.
said-
He's
nobody
one of the
said he's
toughest
not.
quarterbacks in the league.
Nobody says he's
Tough
not.
tough as shit.
Nobody said he's not.
No, I'm just saying because a lot of people are like, oh, he's soft. He's
I don't know who said he was soft.
Oh, when he
mean,
came out,
Colin
everyone was
Cowherd.
like, yeah, well, Colin Cowherd's an idiot.
Nobody said
He's
he's
not
the
a
greatest
veteran with
quarterback,
right
but
from the
nobody
start.
said he was soft. And by the way, I think Baker will be fine. I think the only reason why Baker's right now still playing is because, or he says that he's going to play through this, is because the team is still in a playoff spot. But
Right.
I think slowly but surely this team's going to fall out
that
of
team's
it.
too talented not to make it.
They're not making the playoffs. They're not.
If they can win
I
their
think they'll be
divisional
the seventh
games, they
seed.
got a shot.
They're
I think
not.
they'll be a 7.
They're not beating Baltimore.
Did you not just see the egg Baltimore laid down
Mhm.
at home?
Yeah,
You think they're going to go into Cleveland and win?
They're not beating Baltimore. Not with that team. Not with the players. Not the who's
Chubb's
quarterbacking.
coming back. That
We'll see.
offensive line will get healthy.
You'll see.
They're running. I'm not saying they're going to win a Super Bowl. I'm not saying they're going to even win the division.
They're not making the playoffs.
I think they'll be a 7.
They're not. The way the
They're
Bengals
too
are playing, the way the Bengals are playing,
all 3 teams could get in.
Nah, all 3 teams aren't going to get in. Because you're talking about, even though Kansas City's 2-4, Kansas City is going to go on this. They're going to go on this bid. They're going to go on this bid. They're going to start winning.
You want to talk about a team that needs Jamison Crowder? Maybe the Chiefs make a phone call
That's another team.
because goddamn,
That's another team.
Maybe
Maybe Corey.
where's
Maybe the
Tyreek Hill? Someone found
Great one
this man?
week and off,
He's the
off
fastest
next.
dude in the league, and I literally can't see
I
him.
told you,
but he's
gotta
literally
stop.
not there.
I told you he's got to stop doing those YouTube videos. I mean,
Well,
he's not the
clearly
same player.
Juju's juju didn't rub off on him.
Are you watching? You seeing the Sharp and DK Metcalf back and forth? Are you reading that?
Yeah.
Are you reading that right now?
DK Metcalf is 100% right.
Why is he right? You have a Hall of Fame tight end, okay?
Right.
And DK Metcalf hasn't done anything, okay? What has he done? Is he a rookie
No,
of the year?
that's fine.
Is he rookie of the year?
No.
Okay.
But
Did
he wasn't gonna-
did he win a Super Bowl?
No.
Did he win an MVP?
Shannon Sharp won a Super Bowl on a team on the back end of his career
Doesn't matter.
as a rotational tight end.
Shannon Sharp also was one of the best tight ends in the league. He was a Pro Bowl
DK
player,
Metcalf,
7
one of the
times,
best
8
wide
times.
receivers in the league.
He's DK Metcalf. Okay, let's be honest here. All right, Sharp has positioned himself to be the voice of the people. He does a show.
Right.
He does a show. He opens his mouth. It causes a lot of press and an argument.
He's paid to say
Stupid things. As he works with Skip
Well,
Bayless.
well, he's
one of
also
the
paid to say
dumbest.
a bunch
Who can
of
say
stupid
stupid things without a script?
One of the
Well,
dumbest
he
people
does
you
say
ever
stupid things.
hear on radio. But nevertheless, you talk about Sharp. Now, Sharp is a Hall of Fame
top 5 tight end of all time.
tight end. Okay,
Right.
He's one of the greatest tight ends to ever play the game.
Yes.
Now, is he better than his brother? No. I think Sterling Sharp was better than him. And also fought a lot of injuries, and that's why he didn't.
Well,
but
you're comparing apples and oranges.
Still a Hall of Famer. Now, DK Metcalf might never be a Hall of Famer. Okay,
Might be.
he might be, but he might not be.
We don't know.
He's also playing with Russell Wilson. Okay,
Not anymore.
Well, and now you can see his numbers going shooting down. But
that's because Geno Smith is inequipped to get him the ball.
Geno Smith is inequipped to throw the ball to his mother. Okay, I mean seriously.
I don't think Geno Smith. I'm dead serious when I say
I don't
this.
even think he could throw
If
a pie.
Geno Smith
Okay,
was sitting right here, I don't think he'd be able to hit you right there.
if Geno Smith tried to hit me, I'd break his other jaw. Okay,
No, I meant with a ball.
Yeah.
Like, oh, here, I'll catch.
Yeah. Well, he's not that bad.
And
Tyler.
the
I
jaw is
mean,
one jaw.
He's the highest paid. Actually.
He said he'd break his other jaw.
There's
You
the
only
right,
have one jaw.
the right jaw, right side, left side. It's
The
still
jaw is here.
Yeah, but you could crack a jaw. You could split a jaw. Yeah, right.
Arrow will break one side of the jaw, and the other one will ricochet from the football and hit his other side.
Honestly,
at least the football did something.
Well, that's true too. But honestly, when you look at the position where DK Metcalf is, he shouldn't. I understand that he's protecting himself and he's sticking up for himself, but the way he's putting down a Hall of Famer, the way he's putting down a guy that has accomplished more than he'll ever accomplish. Well, so far, looks like he'll ever accomplish.
Right.
Okay, and it
what
just
sparked it though. Like, what was the main?
I think it was the out of bounds play that
Yes.
he didn't go out of bounds at the end of the Steelers game.
And Sharp said something on his show about it. He put the video up and he said that he called him. What was
I don't
the
remember.
words?
I don't remember the terminology, but
I'll bring it up.
He was lashing out at him for the mental blunder of not going out of bounds when the Seahawks didn't have a timeout at the end of that game. They barely got
did
that
he try to
spike off.
score?
No. He tried to get more yardage when there was no chance of him scoring. It was like at the 30-something yard line because the kick was a long kick already, and he didn't go out of bounds. It was almost like what Terrence Williams did against the Giants in 2016, and that actually did cost him the game. And all the Cowboys were fans, he didn't spike it in time. It was kind of that. The Seahawks almost could not spike it in time.
To be fair to DK Metcalf, you had the greatest quarterback of all time forgetting how many downs there were. So, I mean, there are mental blunders that happen in the game of football. Now, if that's really it, that was kind of petty. But, I get it. Like, don't bring my name up. My team sucks. So I'm doing everything I can to win. So don't blame me. Like, what are you doing? Like, go back there, Grandpa, sit on your lawn chair and watch.
He shouldn't be attacking any Hall of Famer. Okay, I'm sorry. You say your piece and just shut up. Let Sharp talk whatever he wants to talk and just shut up. DK Metcalf has a lot to prove as a player on the field before he's going to attack a former All-Pro top end tight end in the NFL. Okay, who is now the voice of one of the biggest radio shows and one of the biggest shows on TV. Okay, his thoughts and his attack is wrong. He is wrong for attacking
You're never
somebody.
wrong for defending yourself.
You can defend yourself all you want. But when you throw yourself under the bus the way you did all over social media, making it seem like you're a tough guy, that doesn't make you any more of a man.
DK Metcalf is a very big man. I don't think he's pretending to be a tough guy.
Oh, really? You could be the biggest
pretty freaking big.
You could be the biggest man in the world. That doesn't mean that you're tough.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I highly doubt DK Metcalf has never met a dude that he was afraid of.
Well, I'm sure he doesn't because he's built like an ox and he likes to floss and flex his muscles. But honestly, that doesn't make him a tough guy. And for him to attack a 50-year-old tight end.
But Shannon Sharp is not the average 50-year-old. Shannon Sharp is also
bigger.
still built like an ox.
He's bigger than DK Metcalf. He's a bigger man than DK Metcalf.
He might very well be.
Tight ends usually are.
He is.
He might very well be.
He's 6 foot. He's 6'5". I think
DK
Sharp,
6'4", 240.
Yeah, I think he's 6'5", like 250. Go look at his weight and his size. I think they're about the same size, but he's bigger.
235.
6'2", 228 is what it's listed on Pro Football
DK
Reference.
Metcalf is bigger.
So DK
Yo,
is a
you
little bigger.
man, you better calm down. You better calm down, little man.
You know what you need?
What?
You need a
This
Twinkie.
has nothing to do with you.
Why
are you
Twinkie.
sensitive?
You need a Twinkie, okay?
Do you have Twinkies?
Hopefully not
I
the
do.
one you tried to
I do.
throw
I
up.
have Twinkies, but what are you looking for? Just sit down. You were on a show, man. Where are you going? What the hell? This guy's looking for Twinkies now. I mean, seriously.
Twinkie scavenger hunts.
You know what it is? When you talk about people on this show, we go from DK Metcalf to Sharp and to the Jets and to everything that's going on in
Baker
sports.
Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. And this guy, as soon as you bring up Twinkie, this guy's looking for Twinkies now. I mean, food first, sports second. Am I right, Tyler?
You didn't hear it. No,
what else is new?
Meanwhile-
Tyler, you're not going to find it. Get it back into the studio, man.
All right, before we go to our break and get our guests on, I'll just read the final comments. Slug says, "What if the Jets merge with the Dolphins? Would they be the Dets or the Jolphins?" Hopefully, Joe Flacco has Aflac. He's going to need it. Tom Brady would adjust. That's why he's through number 600. All hail the GOAT. Carl says Baker needs 3 to 5 weeks off. Snug says, I like to say stupid things. Maybe I should write. Maybe I would write for the show. Carl says, I might have to call in after the guest. I can't stand what Nagy is doing to field, and I need someone to explain it to me. Snug says,
Carl, definitely call after the guest.
Snug says, Shannon Sharp and I enjoy singing karaoke on Thursdays. He always insists on always singing the Kenny Rogers part where we sing Islands in the Stream. And
how about we put
sing the
Twinkie?
Dolly Parton part.
How about we stick a Twinkie in Tyler's mouth and Shannon Sharp, and they can sing with nothing coming out of their mouth, but a nice creamsicle. What do you think about that?
I heard a bunch of perverted things. I'm not saying
Slug says, more Twinkies talk. And Carl says, DK Metcalf has to hope that he has half the career Shannon Sharp had.
There you go. So
hold on.
Whoa.
I'm not one time saying that DK Metcalf has had a better career than Shannon Sharp.
He's never going to have.
I'm just saying. I don't want people going, "Oh, Tyler said this, Tyler said that." Like, no, Tyler hasn't said a word. So
Tyler needs to get some Rogaine for men. What do you think?
What? Well, you've got a nice head of hair. Why don't you just chop some off?
We
have the same hair color.
So you want me to share my hair with you?
Well, yours is growing back. No.
What are you going to do? Are you going to glue it? Are you going to tape it? What are you going to do?
I'm going to take it to like a hair specialist, and they'll put it on my head.
There's no way they're going to do that.
They could too do that.
You think that it's better than Rogaine for men?
I don't know.
I think Rogaine for men would be perfect for you, man.
At this point, though, I feel like if I had ever a full head of hair again, it would just be incredibly awkward.
You're incredibly awkward right now.
That's bullshit. I'm not.
You're
awkward
27 years old.
29.
20. I'm sorry. 29 years old, and you're losing your hair.
That's because I have to deal with you twice a week.
Well, that's true. I mean, that dealing with me definitely costs you your hair and other things. You know?
A lot.
Well, you know,
I lost a lot because of you.
We can shave other spots to Speedy, and you can put it on that top of your head. What do you think?
What color hair do you have?
Don't you look? All right. What are you?
But is it like a dark black or is it black? Because there's two different colors.
Brown, and
it's brown. See, I can't use your hair.
Hey, we'll put it. You know, in the summertime, it'll give you a little bit.
I didn't know that.
Get a little sun.
I didn't know you were colorblind.
I think so.
I don't. First of all,
where's this guest?
He's ready.
I want to talk about Tom Brady.
We're gonna put him through. Hold on 1 second.
Or is he going to be upset that I'm talking about Tom Brady?
Well, we got to go to break first, and then we'll bring him in.
But we haven't mentioned the GOAT yet, and it's 10 o'clock.
All right.
Well, we will mention it on the other side of the break. Yes.
Okay.
We got sidetracked with Rogaine for some
Happy?
reason. And
That's because
Twinkies.
Errol thinks he's a comedian all of a sudden.
A comedian. So wait, hold on 1 second. Did I say I was a comedian?
No, you didn't say you're a comedian. You act like you're a comedian.
So, Speedy, do I act like I'm a comedian? I am who I am.
You are who you are, but sometimes they can be like a comedian.
Yeah, well, I am. See, he says that I am like a comedian.
That's what I just said.
You said I act like one.
Right, because you're not funny.
Oh, so you don't think I'm funny, but everybody else does.
They don't think you're funny.
Oh,
they
good.
just think you're I don't know the nice way to say it.
You know, I'm going to give you a nice. I'm going to have my foot up your ass if you don't
That's
shut
not
up.
nice.
That is nice.
No,
anyways,
says who?
well, let's go to a quick break because you're too busy looking for Twinkies.
I didn't even find them. Where you got these things hidden?
Well, I'm not going to tell you until the end of the show because I don't want you stuffing your face while we're talking. Okay.
I'm just gonna go sell for the ice cream bar.
Well, enjoy. When we come back, we will be talking to Pro Football Press Patriots beat writer and founder of Foxboro Beats, Kaleb. Hold on, McChesney here on the Sports Loudmouths.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Do current market conditions have you nervous? Our experienced team of financial professionals at Heritage Harbor Financial Associates understands that no two investors are alike. We all have different goals, needs, and appetites for risk. That's why the one-size-fits-all approach does not work, especially when planning for retirement. At Heritage Harbor Financial Associates, we analyze your unique investment style so that you can work toward your individual retirement goals on your terms. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates can help you take steps to reach your retirement goals by providing a wide array of financial financial products to fit your needs, even for the risk adverse. Give us a call at 631-331-6599 to learn more or to set up an appointment with one of our financial professionals. You can also find us on the web at hhfa.org or on Facebook at facebook.com/hhfa.org. Our number again is 631-331-6599. That's 631-331-6599. Investments in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds and variable annuities are not FDIC insured and are subject to fluctuation in value and market risk, including loss of principal. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates offers securities through AXA Advisors LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA, SIPC. Annuity and insurance products offered through AXA Network LLC.
You're listening to the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. This is the Sports Loudmouths.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with Tyler's bald head. Yes. Remember, this is the Sports Loudmouths. We are live every Wednesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. As you know, I'm your host, Big Easy himself, Errol Marks.
No one calls you that.
Yes, they do. Who? Everybody, but you. Who?
Well, he's never called you that either.
Tell you look like kind of like a rat, like a possum,
No, no one's ever called me.
Nobody's ever called
No
you
one's called me a possum like no one's ever called you Big Easy.
Now, Speedy, my friends, do my friends not call me Biggie?
I've never heard it specifically, but I believe you.
At Brittany's house, you never heard them say that Biggie.
So.
Well, that's because you're drunk all the time.
That's true.
So there you go.
That is true.
Good man. Good man. Why don't you pat him on the ass after you take his hair off his ass and put it on your head? Anyways, as you know, I'm Errol, the Big Easy Marks, and Speedy, Twinkie Eating Petey, and Tyler Mothball Harrison. Remember, you can go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. Download our app by going to iOS, WWS, or Android.
Oh, and this guy's got hair
Sports
too?
Radio Network.
Oh, Jesus.
You could call us at 631-672-3108. Well, we have our guest. He's been sitting on, patiently waiting to get on, but Tyler's been looking for Twinkies, so we couldn't have brought him on. But now we have him on.
It was like 45 seconds.
45 seconds. You were.
Did you at least get your Twinkie?
No, he didn't.
No, I didn't even go looking for Twinkies. I really just used it as a BS excuse to go to the bathroom.
Well, there he goes. He's
should have
pissing
at least
all
got a
over
Twinkie on the way back. I mean, we've been hyping it up for only so long now.
I feel like I should have.
He
You're
likes things
absolutely
with cream in the middle,
Oh, really?
We are now talking to Pro
there's such
Football.
a good joke to be made here, but it's inappropriate.
We are talking to Pro Football Press Patriots beat writer and founder of Foxboro Beats, Kaleb McChesney. What's going on, Kaleb?
Nothing much. Just really disappointed I missed out on the DK Metcalf conversation.
Well, you could be brought back in. You could be brought back in.
No,
but,
it's a little hostile for me, honestly.
Well, when you have to look at this face right over here,
Your mom loves this face.
My mom, my mom can't walk, so how is she going to actually see your face? Okay, it's serious.
Oops.
It just shows you how stupid you really are. Anyways, Kaleb.
Would you call me an idiot?
No, well, you are an idiot, and he's what did I call him over there?
An imbecile.
An imbecile, yeah, because he's a little smarter than you. It's not saying much, but anyways.
Damn.
Caleb, why don't you tell us how you founded Foxboro Beats and what made you start writing for the Patriots?
So Foxboro Beats a funny story. I'm not gonna dump on the place that I was last year, but it was a bit of a mess. And I grew a page that was about 5,000 followers by the time I left. And we had a dispute with somebody who probably could have been considered my boss, but he don't deserve that credit. I'm not going to name him. I'm not going to talk about him.
Is his name Tyler? Is first name with Tyler? Because then, we have idiots named Tyler.
I don't think that his name, I don't think he had anybody named Tyler with him. No, this was a brother. This was a brother organization. I got along with one brother. I hated another. And,
Shameful.
It just kind of split. But Foxboro Beat was an independent project I started, and it's since outgrown my last page, and they've had 2 years to grow. I've had one, and I've already beat them. So, this little pat on the back for myself here. I deserve that. But,
you could have Tyler write for you. I mean,
can have me write for you.
It'd probably be all about Tom Brady because.
Well, listen, I need the help, and I'm willing to take on anybody at this point. So it's been a one-man show since I started. And I'm really proud that I've gotten almost 6,000 at this point. But I've been writing about the Patriots since I was like 13. Got a real nice early kick on it. And Yeah, and I'm in college to do sport media. Hopefully, writing for somebody about the Patriots or doing my own thing. We'll see what happens. But
So how old are you? How old? Are
I'm
you?
19.
Oh, you're
gonna
a baby.
gonna be 20 in March. Yeah.
Man, you're older than the hair that is, grown on your chinny chin chin. You know.
Care.
I'm trying to help over here.
maybe it's older than the blue hair dye of DK Metcalf.
I can't hate on the hair dye. This isn't natural blonde. I dyed that. So
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw
you got
your
more hair
fluff-
than him.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I instantly wanted you to just hang up because I was like, I don't want to look at this guy's hair.
Well, look at LeBron has a hairline like that too.
Don't
You know,
compare
he makes it work.
Well, he hates LeBron James, but
I don't hate. He's just not the GOAT.
You hate LeBron
He's not
James.
the GOAT, and that's fine.
I'll stay out of the basketball conversation with you.
Anyways, why don't we get into the football? Okay, so
you brought up LeBron. That's your fault, Caleb.
Why don't we get into the football? Because obviously you write for the Patriots, and on Sunday, the Patriots absolutely embarrassed my New York Jets. Not once, not twice, actually twice this year. Just completely embarrassed them.
Well, I mean, 3 times if you want to count the end of last year being
2021. I would
2021.
say that. I think you're right. I mean, it just seems like Bill Belichick has this like hatred for the New York Jets, and every time the Jets step on the field with the Patriots, he's got to just ring up the points, if you know what I mean. So, what were your thoughts to the Patriots on Sunday, and what do you think moving forward? What the Patriots are going to be this season?
Well, it was a nice turnaround after having so many weeks of just like really inconsistent, really slow Patriots offenses. It was a nice turnaround to see that the offense finally got going. Even week 2 against the Jets, it was one of Mac's worst days. If you look at, if you care about fantasy football at all, he had like 7 points in that entire game. But it was a nice turnaround to finally see them kind of open the playbook a little bit for him, not taking the training wheels off totally, because who knows if, that'll ever happen with a rookie quarterback in New England. But it was nice to see them kind of, take hands off a little bit, kind of let Mac do his thing. And it worked. He passed for maybe over 250 yards, 2 touchdowns. And the run game was just insane. Like, it just kind of felt like the offense finally came together. And against, I think, an underrated Jets unit, which is top 10, I believe, in both passing yards and rushing yards.
Not anymore.
Not anymore since Belichick just decided to just, go crazy against his old team.
Well, hold on 1 second. His old team for 24 hours. That's why
it wasn't even 24 hours. It was like 45 seconds.
All right. Stop sticking it in.
The greatest trade in NFL history.
Yeah, it was the greatest. He's the greatest moron in NFL history, but well, actually, he wasn't a moron. He made the right choice.
No, he made the right choice.
Yeah, it definitely did. I mean, but who
and
knows?
It's all because it's not because of anything else outside of he was questioning the ownership. It was no other little tricks going on back then.
Well, who knows what the tricks were hitting? And I don't care what Bill that stupid 30 for 30 thing. I don't believe it. I think he just didn't want to, roll with the same team that Bill Parcells had. He wanted to build his own team. And I think he decided to move elsewhere. And I think Leon Hess kind of pissed him off. And that was one of the main reasons why he left the Jets. Or I think he would have taken the Jets job. And now he can't stand them. So there you go.
And then he can't stand anybody who goes to the Jets like Eric Mangini. But
well, he likes to bring in ex-Jets. He likes to bring ex-players from the Jets. So he's been known to do that. So I don't know about that. But I as far as Eric Mangini is the one who opened his mouth about Spygate. And again,
Belichick cut him off way before that.
Yes, he did.
Over this Jets job, he's like, dude, don't go to the Jets. I will give you another job. Just please do not go to New York. And he's like, screw you. I'm going to New York. And
eventually coach the Browns.
And you want to know? You want to know something?
How'd that work out for Eric Mangini?
Eric Mangini, if he didn't listen to Woody Johnson, he'd still have a job right now. I think Eric Mangini was a very good coach for the New York Jets. I think the mistake is bringing Brett Favre in. That was the biggest mistake for the Jets. And Eric Mangini did not want Brett Favre, and it cost him his job. And he was all lied to. And then Brett Favre with the, sending out nudie pictures to women.
Whoa.
What do you mean? Whoa. He did.
This isn't common knowledge, Tyler.
I mean,
there's no reason to attack Brett Favre. It's not Brett Favre's fault.
Another
the Jets
lover
play with 2 ladies.
Brett Favre just looks wherever he wants, really. Did you see him at the ESPYs with Caitlyn Jenner? He just kind of looks whatever he wants.
Yeah, he does.
How do you not love Brett Favre?
Oh, I love Brett Favre. I'm just willing to admit he's creepy.
Brett Favre about something that happened damn near 12 years ago.
It doesn't matter.
I was in high school. Let it go. Elsa, let it go.
Did you just call him Elsa?
I called you Elsa. Let it go.
See that? He called you Elsa.
Don't listen to him.
It's the blonde hair.
He's taking too many hockey pucks to the head. It's not good.
Probably
Don't listen
right
to him.
about that, and probably too many, MMA punches. And maybe I'll put my foot in your ass by the end of this interview. But anyways, go ahead, Speed.
All right, before I get to my question, you have a shout out in the comment section from Michael Gospodarczyk. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name.
Yeah, he's my roommate. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name.
All right. So if I don't know, I don't feel bad. All right, good. So just moving on with Mac Jones now. I mean, what have you seen so far from him this season? He's been kind of streaky statistically so far. Looked good against Dallas. Almost won that game until he threw the pick six against Trayvon Diggs. So what have you seen from him for the most part when it comes to both on the field, looking at him visually, and also statistically?
It's really hard not to gas up anything that Mac Jones does because of the season that we had last year with Cam Newton. Personally, I am a big Cam Newton fan. Just going to say that. I was really hoping that he'd have a nice bounce back year 2. Obviously that didn't work out and he's out trying to, do something else. But Mac Jones has honestly impressed me. He's been the best rookie quarterback this season. And
that's not saying much.
It's not even close. But if you looked at, all 5 of them, I think that were in the first round on a list, who would you think that Mac Jones would be the best one?
Actually, he went to the best team out of all.
He definitely went to the best situation for him.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence went to the Jaguars. Zach Wilson went to the Jets. Justin Fields went to the Bears. I mean, could you ever, if you look at all those teams and offensively sound,
the Niners are healthy.
Trey
you
Lance,
can argue Trey Lance
was
a situation.
Trey
was
Lance
he even all that impressive in his?
No.
In his
Niners you're right. Mac Jones is the best quarterback, but as far as when they got drafted, Trey Lance probably got the best spot.
No,
and then all of a sudden Kyle Shanahan decided to only isolate Deebo Samuel.
Mac Jones has been the better quarterback out of all the quarterbacks, but he's also in an offense with obviously Josh McDaniels that knows the offense and he simplifies everything to him. So he's in a position to succeed from all the other quarterbacks. With Urban Meyer's a rookie coach, Robert Saleh's a rookie coach, Justin Fields is with one of the worst coaches in the NFL offensively sounded. I mean, and then obviously, and Kyle Shanahan. Let's be honest, Kyle Shanahan's going to be fired. If he's not fired at the end of this year, he'll probably be fired next year. So I'm not a big Kyle Shanahan fan.
Me neither. He's ruined Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, yeah. He's ruined everybody he's touched. And every time he's gone to a Super Bowl, he stops running the ball with the last 5 minutes of the game. So I'm done talking about Kyle Shanahan. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But yeah, Mac Jones, honestly, I'm really impressed. I'm really trying to hold off on oh my God, he's 2001 Brady all over again. I'm really trying to not be that guy. That's, it's just common among Patriots fans. I would know that everybody's just hyping up Mac Jones as the next Tom Brady. Look at him. He's slow. He's a little chubby. He doesn't have a great arm. He's not a great athlete, but he's just going out there and making plays. He's making nice throws. I think he can make all the throws that he needs to.
Okay.
He just hasn't been given the opportunity to prove that, oh, hey, he can make that 20-yard shot. Everybody, they're keeping it, between 10 and 15 yards generally, and then maybe one deep shot down the field, which worked with Kendrick Bourne last week. But yeah, I think in time, everything's just going to start to open up for Mac Jones, and I can't complain about how well he's done. And like you said, a little streaky statistically, but
he'll be fine.
Statistics have never been in New England's forte.
I don't think he's Tom Brady, but I think he could be.
One's Tom Brady.
I knew he was going to say something stupid, but
thanks, Tyler. Very cool. Yeah, I really appreciate that you were able to, decipher.
It's coming. I'm next. Don't worry, I got you. Don't worry, I have it.
It's all Tom Brady for him. That's why I can't stand listening to him.
Oh, I love Tom Brady.
Billy Goat Brady.
Yeah, Billy Goat. I'll give you a Billy Goat foot in your ass. Go ahead.
No, I think he's done. He's still talking.
I know he's done. Go ahead.
Okay.
Your question.
So I have a silly question. Did you cry when Tom Brady left or got kicked out? Rather,
he didn't get kicked.
They didn't call him. They were like, "You're too old, and we don't really want to bring you back."
I did not cry, but I was emotionally numbed. I'll put it that way. I had to take a 3-hour drive that day, and my little brother was in the car next to me, and we're driving, from Portland, Maine, down to Mass, and I'm sitting there with the blank stare on my face just driving in the snow and rain. St. Patrick's Day 2020. We all know it very well. And yeah.
Tristan said you cried, but
Tristan doesn't know what he's talking about.
You call him Tristan a liar?
I am.
No.
I do it
that's
often.
not a good thing. Not you, but Tristan. That's not a good look for you, my man.
I do it very often. I call Tristan a liar.
Well, Tyler cries too,
I listen.
But for other things that,
when Kobe's plane crash thing happened, I cried for a good 3 hours.
That was another thing. Kobe's plane crash. Another emotionally numbing moment for me.
Oh,
I couldn't fathom it.
Is he better than LeBron James to you? And then I'll get the football.
Don't you dare.
Caleb,
LeBron's the GOAT. I'm sorry.
He's not the GOAT. He's the GOAT now, but he's not Michael Jordan.
Take him off, Speedy.
He's not
you can
Michael
just
Jordan.
fire him now.
I like you, Caleb.
He said enough.
You're smart, Caleb. You got it. You got it right.
He said way too much.
He's not the GOAT. He's the second best player of all time. Michael Jordan's the greatest. But right there, I mean, Kobe Bryant's not. No.
Kobe, I don't want to disrespect the dead, and basketball is not my forte.
No.
But I've always felt that Kobe was overrated on everybody's list, especially after he died.
I'm loving this kid.
What's your name again?
He's a Patriot fan, but I'm loving this kid. This is great.
I typically have sympathy for Jets fans.
on the low.
I don't have a whole lot of animosity towards Jets fans. I just really feel bad for you.
We are talking to Pro Football Press Patriots beat writer and founder of Foxboro Beats, Kaleb McChesney.
I'm really glad that you didn't botch that name. A lot of people do.
No, I
cheesy.
I'm going to give you.
You just brought me like third grade PTSD. Yeah, appreciate it.
I've lost my will.
No, I really do have a serious question.
Okay, ask your serious question.
So, obviously, Brady's left, and now
Thank you.
I
appreciate you just like jabbing that knife into my heart and just
right. By the way, how's that Super Bowl taste? Anyway, nevertheless, Bill Belichick is getting up there. I know. I'm sorry. Well, you shouldn't have mentioned Kobe Bryant's name then. So. Obviously, Bill Belichick is still coaching the Patriots, right? It's not a surprise. There's reports, not circling, but now you're starting to hear of how many years does Bill Belichick want to coach left. Being that he's got his young quarterback, and it's no secret that he is grooming Josh McDaniels to take over the Patriots when he decides that he doesn't want to do it anymore. I think after this year, you're going to see him announce he doesn't want to coach. He'll remain as the GM of the team. And then Josh McDaniels will run the offense and be the head coach of the Patriots. Do you have any inside information on Belichick's plans, thoughts?
Let's just say I'm not Seth Wickersham. I don't have any inside sources, but I think Bill's kind of underrated with his durability and how much longer he can go. I think Bill could probably coach at least another 5 years.
I think so too.
Genuinely.
I do.
Whether McDaniel stays or not, I'm not sure. I feel like he lost a lot of people's faith when he did that whole Indianapolis thing. And then obviously on defense, Steve Belichick, for the love of God. I can't believe that as a possibility, but
he's got nice hair too.
Wow.
He's got a mullet. I don't know if you want to. Any hair is better than the hair you got, Tyler. So
that's true. That's true. Oh. I love this guy.
Oh,
I love Kaleb, man.
But
I gotta give him a job,
man. You write for the Buccaneers Gazette, you said, right?
What?
You said you write for the Buccaneers Gazette.
No, Foxboro Beat.
Oh, sorry. I thought
he's just being an idiot.
I thought you followed Tom Brady to Tampa Bay too. Never.
Could I ask my question now, or you?
Yes, please ask your question.
Yeah. Well, Kaleb, going through what's going on in the AFC East, and we talk about the quarterbacks. That there are rumors that DeShaun Watson could be going to Miami. I mean, the Jets have Zach Wilson. You guys have Mac Jones, and then obviously Josh Allen. When you look at the quarterback plays and the young quarterbacks that are in this division, do you think that this division is an up-and-coming quarterback division as these quarterbacks progressively get better at their positions?
Well, here's the thing. I think we have two for sure's. And it's going to sound a little biased because I don't really like having for sure's conversations. But Josh Allen, he's proven that he's a superstar quarterback. He's only going to keep getting better. He's already at MVP level. Who knows how much farther he can go? Maybe he could surpass Patrick Mahomes after this kind of like off year he's having. But I think Mac Jones, I have enough confidence in him to say he's going to be solid. Like his ceiling's like Matt Ryan. if we can get some Matt Ryan level
Really?
production.
Hold
from Mac
on.
Jones.
Now we gotta now we have to skim right over there. Matt Ryan. I mean,
Matt Ryan, MVP. Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I still don't see that in Mac Jones. Mac Jones has got a lot to prove because when you look at the quarterback play now, when we look at Mac Jones and we look at Zach Wilson, when we look at all around talent, Zach Wilson is more talented than Mac Jones.
He's a far better athlete, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Now, Mac Jones is playing for a better coach, a better organization right now, and a more understanding of who their quarterback is and what that quarterback could do.
We don't know who else I thought was like uber talented before the Jets ruined him? Sam Darnold.
No, I didn't.
I thought he was uber talented.
I liked Sam Darnold. I thought the Jets should have kept Sam Darnold, Caleb. But look what Sam Darnold's doing right now with Carolina. He lost 4 games in a row. He got pulled in the 4th game. Now, I understand Christian McCaffrey isn't healthy, but
you can be uber talented and just suck. That's kind of what I'm saying. Sam Darnold, I thought he was uber talented.
Yeah,
he had some magical plays in New York, and then it all just kind of fell off the tires at the end.
I think Zach Wilson's a different type of quarterback.
I feel like they're the same quarterback. They're both improvisers with really strong arms that just kind of make magic happen.
Actually, not necessarily. Zach Wilson played in an NFL style of offense
against high school level competition.
Well, hold on one second. High school level, BYU was a top team in the country,
and the best team they played was Coastal Carolina.
Hold on, their offensive.
Coastal Carolina didn't lose a game until last week, though. The last year and a half.
I didn't know that we're considering Coastal Carolina a powerhouse.
But it doesn't matter if they're powerhouse.
They're still very
it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter if they're powerhouse or not.
Played at USC and he had to actually.
I think if Zach Wilson went on his Mormon mission, I might give him a little more credit.
I think I understand you're a Patriot fan and you're going to say anything to attack a Jet, so that's fine. I'm not going to attack you back because I respect you for all the things that you said to Tyler. But
I'm just pushing my limits here. I want to see how far.
There are no limits.
Here's the limits. If you had a switch or a Twitch, if you sent it to me, I'd beat Tyler with it. As we were speaking.
It's a switch.
What?
Switch. That's the term.
Switch. I'm sorry. A switch.
Adrian Peterson knows it very well.
Yeah, he does. He does, and he likes to.
He's attacking everybody.
I like
this guy's just got every clip in the chamber.
We should be writing these stories. I think they would be great. Anyways,
imagine if I was writing for you, huh?
You could if you want. You absolutely could. We could talk about that as well. Caleb, before Speedy has his next question, I have one more question for you about the Patriots. When you look at the Patriots and you look at their defense, and they, over the last couple of years, they've been more about their secondary. This year, Matthew Judon looks like it was a great signing. Their front seven has played very well, especially in the last 3 games. What are your thoughts to the Patriots defense really transitioning from a top-end secondary to a top-end front seven now in the NFL?
Well, it's a little frustrating because just being able to rely on great pass defense has been a thing for the Patriots since I've been alive, or not since I've been alive, but since I've been a fan.
Yeah,
it was a season after the
second Revis. I mean, you've had
the year after the second Super Bowl loss to the Giants was when I started caring.
Mm-hmm.
And they've never really had a really bad secondary. Like 2017 was a weird year, but right after that, Gilmore became a real lockdown number 1 corner. And then you had guys like J.C. Jackson coming up, Jonathan Jones consistent in the slot. Now Gilmore's gone, Jonathan Jones is on IR, and we're rolling out there with Jalen Mills, who has been surprisingly okay at corner. That's not what I was expecting from him. And Jonathan Jones is on IR, so now we have to roll out with Justin Bethel. A nasty special teamer, but can't do really anything else. Like when he was taken out of the play in the Tampa game, Godwin torched him.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that was, one of the game-changing plays. But seeing the pass rush finally kind of hit home, and finally seeing somebody the last time we had somebody like Judon, it was Trey Flowers in that 2018 Super Bowl run.
Yep.
And now we have Judon, who looks like he's the best free agent acquisition that we could have had. It is a little weird, but it's super frustrating that I can't rely on the secondary more. I got to worry every time I write on my preview, oh my God, the Chargers are going to torch us with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. We don't have the guys to keep up with it. And again, I I don't want to disrespect the Jets here, but I can't give them too much credit for keeping up with Jets receivers.
No, you're right, because the Jets receivers, I don't think the Jets have a number one wide receiver. I think a lot of Corey Davis is a good number 2, and the rest of them are 3s. I mean, the
I'm
Jets
really excited to see Elijah Moore in the future.
Yeah, I think Elijah Moore is going to be fine. I'm not really worried about Elijah Moore. The question is Mike LaFleur going to be there when Elijah Moore is?
Right.
That's the question. I don't think he is. I can't tell you how bad and how inept this offense is. It's worse than Adam Gase. So I don't know how long the Jets could really sit on
Hopefully
this.
it's just a transition year.
Yeah, that's what we've had a couple of really big writers that are award winning, and he said that he believes that because the offense is so hard to understand, he says it usually takes 2 years for the offense to be understood by the team. So he believes that next year the offense is going to be a lot more flowing.
We'll have to see. Let's just hope this tough rookie year for Zach Wilson, obviously going down with the injury.
Zach Wilson's been hit more than any quarterback in the league. I mean,
I feel like Mac Jones is right up there.
No, he's not. It's not even close. Zach Wilson.
Can one of you two Google that?
Yes, Zach Wilson's been sacked 24 times. I think Zach Wilson.
Well, sacked and QB hits are different. I think that Mac Jones is. I think I saw something somewhere where he's been hit the most.
I'm sorry. I'd rather be, QB hits is like after the play, he gets pushed around. When you get sacked, you're getting hit. I mean, you're getting busted in the lip. And by the way, those 2 hits on Zach Wilson, those were penalties.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, they got away with that.
Yeah. They got away with it. Those were absolute penalties. And the fact that the NFL they should look into it. They're not going to do anything, but they should look at Matthew Judon when he hit him the first time, when his leg went back and flipped right back. That was a penalty and a half. The fact that they didn't protect the quarterback and the NFL, I mean, Tom Brady gets even poked. It's a penalty. I mean, any of these top quarterbacks.
Well, Tom Brady also has 7 Super Bowl rings, and Zach Wilson doesn't have 7 career starts.
I don't even think it has anything to do with the Super Bowl rings. I think it's not just him. It's other quarterbacks too in the league. Ben Roethlisberger, you put a pinky on him, you're calling a penalty. Lamar Jackson,
you have to hit him hard.
Lamar Jackson's another one. So to me, you have to be fair. If you're doing it with other quarterbacks, you have to do it with the other. I felt bad for Zach Wilson, but you want to know something? This might be a blessing in disguise for him, because I think the offensive line is not protecting him. He's not giving him a chance to throw the ball. I think he needs time to rest and figure things out. So when he does come back, maybe this offensive line's 100% healthy and Mekhi Becton's in, and they can start playing, in front of him, because it's just obnoxious what they've been doing. Speedy, got those numbers?
It looks I haven't found the quarterback hits, but Justin Fields has been sacked the most among quarterbacks.
Yeah, well, he moves out of the pocket.
Yeah.
He's probably really high in scrambles leading to sacks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
I thought I saw this tweet a while ago, but I could be wrong. I thought it was I saw this earlier, but
it's okay. Not a big deal. Speedy, go ahead, ask your question.
Yeah, I'll ask my question. I'll keep looking at it for you. So I've noticed the last 3 years, there's been kind of a transitional change with the way the Patriots have operated. It always seems like Belichick was good at knowing when to trade players, homegrowing other talent, bringing in more small-scale free agents, and drafting kind of safe in the first round. They'll draft linebackers, defensive linemen, offensive linemen, stuff like that. But lately, Sony Michel in the first round, N'Keal Harry in the first round.
Do not remind me of Sony Michel and Harry.
It kind of changing the philosophy a little bit. And then this offseason, spending a lot of money. Do you think Belichick did it as a one-time type thing? He's trying to keep up with, or he's trying to change it with the ways of the league? Or do you think he actually believes that maybe he's going to be a new trendsetter?
I think that he drafted Isaiah Wynn, Sony Michel, and N'Keal Harry to try to make the most of their Super Bowl window, because Tom Brady, it's been a known fact since 2017 that Brady wasn't going to finish his career. Most people in the building and even fans knew that, Brady's probably not going to retire here. So I think he was just trying to make the most of his Super Bowl window. And hey, if N'Keal Harry worked out and he became a number one wide receiver like he was drafted to be, even though all of us knew that was never in his realm, Brady might have stayed. He might have had, okay, I have a number one wide receiver here. Edelman might not be getting killed, and maybe he's still in the league, and you have all these other pieces. Sony Michel turns out to be a number one back like he was drafted to be, even though we all knew he wasn't. maybe Brady sticks around. Like I think he was trying to maybe appeal to Brady a little bit and also trying to make the most of their Super Bowl window. But I don't think it was anything like crazy in comparison to him drafting like Malcolm Brown in 2014. I think that was in the first round. I think he was just kind of like, look, we have some needs on offense, and how he went about it was wrong. We've had a couple of really bad drafts in recent years, specifically 2017 to like 2019, I'd say we're kind of like, ugh. But I don't think it was anything like him trying to set a trend or him catching up with ways. I think it was just the way that the roster had looked. And again, maybe the underlying of trying to appeal to Brady before he took off.
Well,
if that answers your question adequately at all.
I'm glad you mentioned Tom Brady's name again. That's always good to hear. Now,
dude, we need to get you like some tissues. Like,
why?
Because you're busting over there.
Oh, I just respect greatness. That's all. Like you should.
Okay, there's one thing about respecting greatness, and then there's another of just letting it just like
kissing his ass,
kind of just rain all over you.
Yeah.
He's really upset that he left.
No, he's not.
I'm trying my best. I've mostly gotten over it. I rooted for Brady in the Super Bowl last year, but
you probably thought he was still wearing your jersey.
No, he didn't.
No,
as like as an emotional
different
flashback.
Colors, different colors.
Yeah,
no, I pulled for Brady. That's my guy.
One
of my first heroes in life. That when you look up
he's
to
every Boston fan's hero, that's for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like it was growing up, that was the guy, and
him or David Ortiz. I mean,
I wasn't huge in baseball growing up. It took me a little while to get over there.
But
probably Poppy's last year was the first year I was super into it.
Yeah, but
really
Poppy is a god there. So was Pedro Martinez. He's a god over there. So. Yeah. So, by the way, we are talking to Pro Football Press Patriots beat writer and founder of Foxboro Beats, Kaleb McChesney. Kaleb, let's move away from the Patriots and just talk about this.
I like to think I'm well versed in other areas. Yeah.
Let's scoot away from the Patriots and kind of talk about what's going on right now in the NFL. And we talk about Kansas City right now. They're 2-4. They're not playing good football. The Chargers, over the last
couple opponent this week.
Yes, over the last couple of weeks, they're on and off. But I think Justin Herbert is the real deal. I think that this team is built very, very well offensively. But the team that really stands out in the AFC right now and the NFC, and I understand you didn't answer your question. You sat there, and that's why.
No, I'm actually trying to give you breaking news right now.
Well, what's the big?
Go ahead.
Because you're going to mention the Cardinals, right? J.J. Watt's out for the year.
I'm not
out for the year. Really?
He's going to have shoulder surgery. He tore it in the second quarter of Sunday's game.
Yikes!
Played through it, and he's going to get what is most likely season-ending surgery.
I'm not surprised.
That's a huge
blow. Hey,
I don't know if it's a huge blow.
No, it is because Chandler Jones hasn't played.
That's fine, but I think they're very well versed right now, and honestly, the last couple of weeks, J.J. Watt hasn't been a big part of that pass rush, and Chandler Jones, except the first 2 games of the season, he hasn't been much of anything either.
Well, I don't know how long he's been on the COVID list. It's been a couple weeks.
I mean, their linebackers are beastly, and by the way, their secondary can get at you too. So I don't think, and they're really built offensively more than they are defensively. So I think they're meant to score and stay in the game. But nevertheless, they got this Thursday night football game is going to be fun. This is the best Thursday night football game we're going to see all season long. Green Bay versus Arizona, even though Devontae Adams is not going to play, and obviously now J.J. Watt is out. But my question to you is, when you talk about some of these teams like Buffalo, the Chargers, the Baltimore Ravens, the Bengals in the AFC, and then in the NFC, you have the Arizona Cardinals still undefeated, the Dallas Cowboys, all these other teams that have been dominant in their divisions. Is there a particular team in either the NFC or the AFC that really stands out to you that could be a huge Super Bowl contender moving forward in the second half of the season?
Ooh, that's a good one. You've kind of listed all of them, really. The Bengals are weird. I did not expect them to be.
Joe Burrows, he's special.
I think so. Like before he got hurt last year, I was calling him a top 10 quarterback in the league. Unshamefully, I was calling him a top 10 quarterback in the league, and he's kind of hitting that now. I kind of expect them to kind of have the wheels fall off a little bit because I still think that they're a young team still trying to figure it out. But this start is certainly, a big boost to, okay, like they might have to be like the Dolphins of last year where they're like, okay, we're like a couple of pieces away from like making this thing big. Obviously the Dolphins fumbled it, earlier this year, but I feel like they're kind of having that one of those moments like, okay, the talent's here, maybe one more season away and we're right in it. I feel like the Vikings are a little underrated. Not to say that I think they're Super Bowl contenders or anything, but they're quietly one of the better teams in the league, I think. Kirk Cousins had a huge game against Seattle.
Caleb, say his name. Kirk Cousins.
I'm glad that somebody else likes Kirk Cousins in this building.
I do.
He's one of the most overhated quarterbacks in the league.
I don't understand why.
He's consistently a top 8 to top 13 quarterback in this league.
You know why? Absolutely. Why? Why, Tyler?
Because he's not Tom Brady.
He can't win because he can't
That's
win.
actually another thing. He's not Tom Brady.
Okay, what big game did he play in? He played for the Washington football team.
Okay,
that
made
stunk.
the playoffs.
That stunk.
Right, but you had to go to the playoffs.
But they stunk. Okay.
But Kirk Cousins.
Here's a drive for you, Tyler. Overtime, wild card versus Saints, 2019.
Oh, here we go.
Mm-hmm. I remember that too.
That's all I have to tell you. Kirk Cousins, he put
You
his
got
head
one
down
drive. You got one drive. Case Keenum also did the same thing. So guess what? Case Keenum's a top 10
Case Keenum
quarterback.
had one miracle play. This dude
So
drove
did he.
down the field. There was no miracle play on that. That was an overtime drive.
I'm a Saints fan. I remember the drive.
You're a Saints fan? Oh, I am so sorry.
What are you talking about? Sorry.
You have one of the most overrated quarterbacks in NFL history to call your
Drew
greatest.
Brees is overrated?
Massively overrated.
Errol, let me have it.
I wouldn't say he's overrated.
How's he overrated? Define overrated.
I wouldn't say he's overrated.
7 and 9 stat patter throwing 400 times a game. I don't care about his stats. They mean nothing to me.
Some people
7 and 9 garbage time stat patter.
He went 7 and 9 with the league's most historic defenses you've ever seen. He was he wasn't a stat pattern. Yet the Saint defenses were historically bad. Like the most yards ever given up, most points. Yeah, Drew Brees was quarterback in that team. 7 and 9 because of only Drew Brees.
And the last 5 years, how bad was their defense?
They changed it. They drafted and they
he had a noodle arm.
They had one draft that overchanged everything. That Kamara draft was.
He's not even in my top 5.
Well,
that's fine.
He's like number 8 on my list.
That's not overrated.
I guess maybe your circle's different than mine.
He's definitely top 10. He's definitely
top 10. I put him like back end top 10. Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Okay.
definitely
So how's that overrated?
I guess your circle is different than mine. I guess your circle is different than mine.
No, but
people in my circle
a lot of people
have him top 4.
He is the best pure thrower of football I've ever seen. Yes.
He's the best pure thrower.
If you lined up every quarterback and said, "Here's one team with the 5 of us," I think Drew Brees is going to get us down the field the fastest.
Really?
Yes.
What about Peyton Manning in the prime? What about Tom Brady in his
Drew
prime?
Brees has the best completion percentage of all time, so I don't really care what
is
you're
that?
saying.
Because he's checking down.
No, that was late in his career.
How often does
he threw the ball down the field?
chuck it deep?
A lot. You might be too young. You were probably sipping Similac. But
and what about you, buddy?
What do you mean?
You're 29 years old. You can't even. You talk about Michael Jordan. You never saw Michael Jordan in his prime.
But I acknowledge he's the GOAT. I acknowledge he's the GOAT. It's common sense.
Yeah, I'm taking Peyton. I'm taking Rodgers. I'm taking Brady.
Rodgers
definitely.
Aaron Rodgers overrated.
Rodgers is
you want to talk about overrated?
Rodgers
top 3 all time. Aaron
Rodgers
Rodgers.
Absolutely. Who? I love this guy. Who? I love this guy.
Rodgers isn't even the best quarterback in his franchise's history.
He's not. He hasn't thrown 100 interceptions, dude. He's got over
here we
430
go.
touchdowns and only 91 interceptions. How could you not think
That's great? So why can't he beat a winning team in the fourth quarter?
Winning team. Look at the team.
He is winless.
Look at the players he's throwing to. Oh my God!
You can't say that.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to
Devontae
him.
Adams is the best receiver in football.
Why
And
is
he wasn't even supposed to be Devontae Adams? They got lucky.
Why
he was a second round pick. He wasn't supposed to be a superstar.
DK wasn't supposed to be DK. Antonio Brown wasn't supposed to be Antonio Brown.
DK was a first round draft pick.
No, he wasn't. He was second round.
No, he's the first.
He was actually the third round.
He was a first.
No,
DK went
he
a
was
third
a
round.
second round.
He was a second round pick, but a lot of people thought he'd be a top 10 pick.
He was a first round talent. Okay,
people thought he was
ran
too
the
dumb to run
combine.
routes.
He ran the combine. I
That's
he
think
what the
was
Patriots believed.
Wouldn't you love to have him right now?
Over in Kill Harry, yes, sir.
Not only to kill Harry, over freaking like everyone you currently have at wide
Jacoby
receiver.
Myers.
I love Jacoby Myers.
I love Jacoby Myers too. He's a fantasy stud.
Love Jacoby. He needs to get his first career touchdown.
Yeah, he needs a
doesn't have
touchdown.
one.
No, he has a
Can we
touchdown,
figure
just
that
not a
out?
receiving touchdown.
The touchdown that matters for his
And he
season.
had a touchdown that was taken back on penalty.
Give me a break with Jacoby.
Exactly,
Myers.
because he caught a receiving
I'd rather
touchdown.
go to the law office than.
I mean, if you want to
He'd
do
be
my
the one
top
receiver
three
on the
quarterbacks
team.
all time, I mean,
No, we wouldn't.
Brady,
No, we wouldn't.
He
Peyton,
would be one.
No, we
Rodgers.
wouldn't.
That's my top three.
Jacoby Myers.
Brady, who and who?
Brady, Peyton, Rodgers, top three.
Brady, Peyton, Rodgers.
I'd put Favre in there.
Johnny Unitas was there. You forget about
I can't put any love for quarterbacks who could have fought in.
Joe Montana is my great.
John Elway.
I would say Joe Montana. I've said this already. Joe Montana, Tom Brady, and I would put
Marino.
I would put
Marino's up
Marino, and then Aaron Rodgers right there. I mean, Aaron
Marino's
Rodgers.
in my top 10.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is special, man.
Aaron Rodgers is my third, just because
He's
like
special.
I feel like Rodgers is probably the most talented football player.
Dude,
to
look
ever
who he throws
live.
to. His Devontae Adams is the top 10 wide receiver. Then
Tyler's rolling his eyes, but I mean,
Oh, look
he's
at
not been all day of the combine.
Jordy Nelson when he left the Green Bay Packers. He
Why
was
the Packers
terrible.
let him go?
What do you mean?
The
why
Packers
they
did not
Jordy
say
Nelson was
right.
also like
Okay, he
95
played-
when that.
They
happened.
knew his prime was
First
over.
of all, when he tore his ACL, he came back, Speedy. He played
One
with
year,
it.
one year he
Yeah,
did,
okay, so shut up, Speedy. And
Right, but he sucked.
And he still no, he didn't. He had
No,
980.
2016 he was good. 2017
He had
was when he started
980
at the
yards or
Suns.
1,000 yards his last year with the Green Bay Packers, and
No.
then he left.
And then he got hurt. And the Packers said bye-bye.
No.
Oh yeah, he blew his ACL,
He
didn't he?
blew his
Yeah,
A-
he did.
He
tore
blew his
his-
ACL in 2015,
and then he
had
came
a great
back.
season in 2016. Then he got injury issues in 2017. Then he left.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah, he didn't blow anything in 2017. He was injury
They
prone.
knew his prime was over.
Listen, Jordy Nelson. Jordy Nelson was Jordy
Matter of
Nelson
fact,
because
didn't
of Aaron
they trade
Rodgers.
for Randall Cobb this year because Aaron Rodgers was crying?
They brought him in because they wanted to make him happy.
Oh.
Okay,
And he's still pissed. He's still gonna leave.
Yeah, exactly.
And he is.
He is.
And honestly, if you look at
Which good for him because the
Aaron
Packers are
Jones
so
isn't there. Yeah.
the Packers are so traditional.
Aaron Jones is a running back.
So what?
And by the way,
he's
the second
best player on that team.
The second best wide receiver on the team is ranked 150th out of all the wide receivers in the league. That just tells you how.
What's
good-
number one rated?
What do you mean?
What's number one rated?
What do you mean number one?
Well, you
rated?
said the second best receiver. What's the best receiver?
What are you talking about?
You're mentioning second. Who was first?
The second best receiver
Right.
on the team.
So who's
is
the
ranked
best receiver on the team? Where's
Devontae
he ranked?
Adams.
What's he ranked?
Right now?
Yeah,
I think
right
he's
now.
top
Probably
10.
one.
Maybe
One.
6,
One.
7. No,
One.
he's not. He's not top 2. He's
Oh,
not
you mean
top 2.
talent wise or stats?
Stats.
Oh no, he's 6 or 7.
6 or
something like
7.
that. Yeah.
What do you? And he's not. And
Cooper Cup's number one by a
Oh,
landslide,
right,
and
right,
then you got
right. I forgot Matt.
Stafford's been
falling
feeding
out
him.
that way.
Holy cow! That team's going to be a menace come playoffs.
I don't think they will because I don't really like
The
this.
division's loaded, but I
don't
mean,
like
Jalen Ramsey?
Yeah, the other side of the second. You talk about one side. It's not going to change both sides, you moron.
I need
they
you
have
to
no
understand- hold on.
safeties, and they have no other side of the secondary.
I like
You
their
dumbass. You're
I love
so
their
stupid.
safety, actually.
Oh yeah, who?
I'm
Who's
trying
the
to think of his name. Hold on.
Oh, you forgot his name.
No,
You
because
love
I
him.
remember when
He
they
loves
drafted
him,
him.
but he forgot him.
Taylor Rapp.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can
It's
shove.
nice.
Yeah.
Taylor
He's
is he a
hurt.
safety? Is he
Yeah,
play corner now?
Yeah, he does play corner right now.
He can do anything. He's a
Yeah,
hybrid.
and by the way, their secondary right now is ranked. What is it, 19th or 20th right now with the great Jalen Ramsey, who's overpaid. So we'll see what happens in
Why'd
the
you quote
playoffs. We'll see what happens in the playoffs when they play a good offensive team that's going to be able to throw.
corner
them.
in football. Why'd you quote it?
I
They
don't.
played a good offensive team, and they gave Tampa a run for their money,
The
winning
best
that
corner,
game.
the best corner in football right now is Diggs. So,
Well, I don't know about that. Diggs, he gets a lot of picks, but he also
fine.
gives up 100 yards a game.
that's fine. I still think Diggs is the best corner right now in football.
He's
In the
definitely
first
got
20
like a
years.
case for Defensive Player of the Year, but
No,
it's because
I don't think a corner's
actually,
gonna.
not a rookie.
I don't think a corner's gonna win Defensive Player of the Year. It never.
I mean,
usually
Gilmore
never
did.
does. What happened?
Gilmore did.
He's the
Yeah,
only
yeah.
one recently.
No, I don't.
I think that he's got a case because Gilmore
Woodson
did it.
was the last one after that. I mean,
Oh, maybe like Woodson back in the day or something.
right.
Like,
I mean, the rarity for a corner to win, and the only reason why a corner wins is because the pass rushers don't have the seasons that they expected them to have. When
Miles Garrett's got it though.
what happened?
Miles Garrett's got Defensive Player of the
Maybe.
I haven't been keeping up with the Browns, but
maybe. I mean, why would you give him? Their team stinks right now. They're not playing well.
9.5 sacks. They're
That's
gonna
fine.
make the playoffs. I don't know why you keep.
You think the Browns are gonna make the playoffs?
I don't think
they'll be a 7 seed.
He's an idiot. Don't listen to him.
Don't listen to him.
Don't listen
Nick
to him.
Chubb's gonna
not in
come
that
back.
division. Not in that division.
Not with Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
Oh,
I'm loving him even more. I'm loving him even more.
No, I'm curious. What's wrong with Baker Mayfield, little man? What's wrong with Baker Mayfield?
Hey, little man now.
I'm 6'2", Tyler.
We're the same height. We're the same height. I don't care if you're 7'2". What's the problem with Baker Mayfield?
He kind of sucks.
Just kind of sucks.
You know, Caleb.
He kind of sucks.
You know, you've
kinda
become
sucks.
one of my favorites.
Cam
because
Newton was the worst quarterback in football last year.
Yeah, I know. Cam Newton kind of sucks.
Baker Mayfield, who's outplayed every Patriot quarterback since he's been riding for this thing, and nothing matters.
Cool. Like, yeah, cool.
Doesn't
Baker's better than Mac Jones right now, and he's better than Cam Newton. Cool. I just think he sucks. He's a whole lot closer to Taylor Heineke than Patrick Mahomes, I'll tell you that.
Taylor Heineke, I think Taylor Heineke's underrated, honestly. So I'm not taking that as a
Of course you do.
Oh, man. Well, I will say this.
Have you watched a football game?
Yeah, I watched him kind of dive
there's
ahead
6,000
of the end zone
people
last
following
week.
him. Yes.
I'm sorry, one more time. I'm listening to the Big Easy over there.
I heard him. I saw him dive for the end zone a little early last week. If that's what you're talking about.
Oh no, I he's actually not that bad. He's
like, I don't think he's
a younger
trash, but I
person
mean,
for a
he's
couple-
obviously he's going to be the Fitzpatrick of this era, where he's going to play for a couple different teams. He'll be all
Is
right.
it Wait, you're talking about Baker again, or you're
No,
talking about?
I'm talking about Heineke.
No.
Like Heineke's cool. He's all right. He's a fun watch. He plays well in the big games, but
No.
I feel he's going to be a little bit more of a Fitzmagic type or a Case Keenum.
I
more
agree
than
with
a-
Cousins. I agree with you totally. No, he's not. Kirk Cousins. Oh my God.
Top 8 quarterback Kirk Cousins. By the way,
Yeah, he's so dude. Don't
What do you
listen
mean?
to him.
By the way, hold on, wait a
Listen to
minute.
him.
Hold on.
Don't listen to
Hold
him.
on. You realize when Kirk Cousins got drafted by the said Redskins?
4th round. Yes.
Right. No,
Same
he
year.
was a 3rd string quarterback.
Yeah.
So
remember
Taylor
he was a
Heineke's
4th round
on the
draft
bench. Redskins, he comes in, plays well. He'll get a job somewhere else, and he'll be overpaid, and then he'll go there. Might lead him to the playoffs, but never win the big game.
Oh my God.
Taylor Heineke's Kirk Cousins.
I'm telling you, if Kirk Cousins was on the
Aaron Rodgers
Patriots,
hasn't beat a team in the 4th quarter.
That's
in
why
the 4th
that's
quarter
why-
with a winning record when he trails.
That's why he's been to back-to-back NFC title games. Shut up, you.
By the
Why?
way,
But why hasn't he been to back-to-back Super Bowls?
Why hasn't his team stinks?
Tom
The
Brady
team
played for the
stinks.
Trashers.
Matt LaFleur is kind of an idiot. Yeah.
He's
Matt
stupid.
LaFleur is an idiot. I'm not going to argue
His
that.
team stinks.
By the
His
way,
team
the,
stinks.
the stat you had me look up, combining blitzes, quarterback hits, and pressures, Zach Wilson is 8th, Jalen Hurts, Derek Carr, Sam Darnold, Teddy Bridgewater, Jared Goff, Wentz, and Kirk Cousins are above him.
Ironic, isn't it?
Above who?
Above Wilson in terms of quarterbacks blitzed, pressured, and hit.
Yeah.
All right, so Mac Jones wasn't. That was
Like
my
Kirk
fault. I
Cousins
thought
is
he
still
was.
having a great year amidst
I
all
know
that.
that Zach Wilson's been hit more than any rookie quarterback in the league. He's getting killed. The Jets are not protecting him. I feel bad for the kid.
I know early in the season, Mac Jones was kind of having that same issue where we were going through patchwork.
It's
offensive
absolutely,
lines,
dude. When you watch the Jets and you watch this kid,
I try not to watch the Jets. I abuse myself far too much. With
the point of it wasn't
my other teams.
I'm a Jet fan, so I watch them and sometimes embarrassed watching them. But all in all, I feel bad for the kid because they put him in harm's way. They're not protecting him.
The main thing is it helps your Kirk Cousins argument where he's hit so much and he's
he's never had a good offensive line,
and he still had a great year.
Like if you put Kirk Cousins on the Browns, ceiling's so much higher.
Sure,
it's so much higher.
And you want to know something funny? The backlash between me and him over the years was Kirk Cousins.
What did you just say?
He said Kirk Cousins. You heard what he said.
No, I didn't. I wasn't. I stopped listening after you said Jets.
If he put Kirk, he said that if he put Kirk Cousins on the Browns, they would be a lot more successful with Kirk Cousins.
I didn't necessarily say that. I said the ceiling would be higher.
The ceiling would be higher.
Yeah, they'd be more
with a beat up offensive line, 2 beat up running backs, 2 beat up wide receivers, and both.
Well, I'm talking like injuries aside here.
Injuries aside is a huge thing, though, my man. That's why the Browns are struggling.
I thought that we were all just kind of assuming.
Caleb, don't listen to him.
Jadavion Clowney is hurt. Honestly,
David Clowney sucks. I don't know why we're still on him.
Well, no, but he's a really good.
Now he's a second
weak
pass
side
rusher.
rusher.
Caleb, have you ever gone to a circus? You know, Have you ever been to a circus?
It's been a little while. But...
Yeah, well, if you want to see clown, just reach out to Tyler.
Tyler's fine. He's being a little bit of a contrarian, but
he's a clown.
You got to have one of those guys on the show, right? You got to have somebody that you can just kind of be a punching bag.
Well, if
he has a really hard job. Like I can imagine just taking shot and shot from you would be a little tiring. But he's eating them. He's coming back. He's still fighting you. Even if he's wrong, I respect that he's fighting you.
He hasn't made a valid point in 3.5 years.
Yeah, okay.
3.5 years. I'm still waiting for him to give me something good to go home about.
This is the same guy that told us a couple of years ago Lamar Jackson's the worst quarterback in the league and wins the MVP that year.
Hold on.
He's an idiot.
Wait,
he's an idiot. Don't
but
listen
Lamar
to him.
Jackson is still not a top-end quarterback.
And he says Baker Mayfield's the second best quarterback in the league.
I
and he was
did
the worst.
not
And he
say
was
that.
the worst ranked quarterback in all of football.
I did not say that.
Yes, he did. Speedy, did he not say that?
I projected him.
Yes,
I projected him to finish the year as the second best. After they got Odell, they drafted Chubb, they brought in Hunt.
Boy, was he wrong.
Thought he would.
I mean, to me, Tyler, that sounds like the same thing he said.
Did he pay you? I'll pay you more to just not agree with him anymore.
I would love for anybody to pay me this. I'm doing this for free.
I got $5.
What's this alternative
I got
theory?
$5 if you don't agree with another word that comes out of his greased hair.
Caleb,
hold on. You want to hear this alternative theory? Once I posted that we were having you on the show, Jeff Reddit decided to negotiate with you on ways to attack Tyler. By the way, Caleb, to put it in context, Jeff's the guy that calls the most, and he's also a Patriots fan.
Yeah,
so you two are in it together as a theory.
Yeah,
you need to get him on the phone.
We got a lot of Patriot fans.
I'm surprised he hasn't called.
We got a lot of Patriot fans that actually listen to the show, so it's listen. You're amusing. I agree with a lot of things that you say. Me and you're the younger version of me. I love it.
Oh, come
Absolutely
on.
don't take that.
I absolutely.
Come on.
You are.
I have a much higher ceiling. Come
really?
on.
You think so?
Like,
at least he's an equal opportunist.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah,
yes.
I'll
I
give him
appreciate
credit.
that.
Listen, you
You
know
should
what?
go up to Boston and shave his head, but that's fine.
No, I like the hair. You just got to slick it back a little bit.
Yeah, this is just like, I just kind of threw it together.
Puffed it up,
And the blonde is starting to come out a little bit. I'm going back to the natural color.
You go with the natural brown, and
my nice dirty blonde hair.
Yeah, you go. Make sure that the women see it and enjoy all the profits of being over there in the Boston area, right?
The women here aren't that pretty. I don't know what you're talking about.
Really? Charles Barkley called the San Antonio women big, and this kid just ran by them. Ran by. Whew.
Yeah, Boston is not really an area for lookers. I mean, my college here, it's good. It's been known. University of New Hampshire, we got nice. Okay, we're doing okay.
New Hampshire's got better women than Mass.
University of New Hampshire. I don't know about the whole state, but I mean, when you're talking about like college campuses, a little bit more of a.
You think Tyler would have a chance with any of these women
on my campus? No, but maybe if you go to drive up to like Laconia, if you go up to Laconia, New Hampshire, where they host Bike Week, I think you might have a shot.
Your mom gonna be there?
No, my mom's not really one for.
I love Caleb.
I feel like I have a second. I have a second interview coming soon.
Yeah. No. Yeah, they're gonna bring you back tomorrow, probably, motherfucker. They'll bring you back tomorrow.
I'm definitely bringing him back. I love this kid. This kid's awesome.
I liked you so much. You had so much promise. And then
I gave you a lot of credit. Listen, Tyler, I give you a lot of credit. Okay?
How do you feel?
Tyler, I give you a lot of credit. You have a really hard job here. Taking it from this guy.
I don't take it from anybody. First of all, we're going to put that out there right now.
He receives it.
You receive something. I don't know what it is, but it's
thank you. It's not pay. It's not definitely not pay.
You're taking a lot of gut shots, a lot of cheap shots. You're taking a lot of hits, but
yeah,
maybe some of them. I think you should admit that you walk into 90% of them.
Mm-hmm.
I have to. This show's terribly boring if I don't do it.
Oh my god, terribly boring. I don't know about
Have you heard this guy talk for a long period of time?
Don't listen to him.
Caleb, I don't know. I came in and he was cussing about Shannon Sharp versus DK Metcalf.
Tell him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's got always something stupid to say and nothing logical to say after it. So it's okay. Anyways, Caleb, thank you for joining us. Tell the fans how they can find you on social media.
Yep. So you can find me on Twitter at KalebMC. Just spelled a little weird. Kaleb with a K, Aaleb, EMCEE. You can find all my weekly previews on there. You could find me on Foxboro Beat, my Facebook page, still going strong. Tyler, I'm like I said, I offered you if you want to do something.
He needs a woman.
I need some.
You hooked him up with something.
First of all,
I can't help him with that, but I can help him with trying to help me.
Hold on. First of all,
take some
I
weight
don't
off
need
my
your
shoulders.
help. I don't need hit. No offense. Don't take this any way whatsoever. I don't need his help. And I certainly don't need your help, my friend.
Oh yeah, Petey's was just kind of letting you take it.
Yeah. I'm letting you guys fight it out.
He's very.
If there's ever a basketball sequel, that'll be interesting.
What's your hot take, Petey? Come on, before I leave, give me your hot take.
Tyler needs a woman.
That's not a hot take. That's.
I've actually said on many different occasions that I am not one of the people that believe that Kyle Shanahan blew the Super Bowl 51.
And you're absolutely wrong.
I am unpopular for that, but
that's not hot. That's just wrong.
A lot of people think it is.
That's just stupid. Yeah, it's okay. We'll take that stupidity and we'll just shut it. Close the door.
It's like an iceberg. It's not because it's hot. It's because it's really cold.
Yeah, we'll just lock the door. Because it's
something that Kyle Shanahan
you've done
couldn't
it 20
do.
times already. That I it's the first thing I think of with that. But again, we're not. We'll let Kaleb have known about it, but we don't have to go into it.
By the way, shout out to Carl and Tristan. And Tristan says this show is far from terribly boring. Laughing my ass off. So.
And what if I told you that he was watching because I'm here?
I'm sure he is.
That's why you're going to be brought back.
But you know what it is that's good that he's watching it because that you're here. But he also becomes a fan of the show by watching it. So that's the whole point of it.
No, I had fun. This was probably my favorite interview I've done so far. A lot of them have been just kind of. A lot of them just been kind of slow and boring. They're like, "Oh, what do you think about
Do you think the Patriots are going to turn things around?
Do you think they're going to be good this year? Like,
do you think Damian?
No, I
Harris
actually got to enjoy laughing at Tyler or making fun of the Jets, which isn't something I too often.
I do that too.
You guys make fun of yourselves a little too often for me. Like it's low hanging fruit.
Yeah,
but,
I like
next time we can get Petey in a little bit and
no, his Speedy's a trooper.
We're gonna have to drag him out a little bit because he hasn't taken far enough punishment.
Do you really want to see how bad he gets? He takes enough beating. There are plenty of ways to check it out on social media.
Tyler's gonna have to. He's gonna need a vacation after this.
I need a vacation. Period.
I think Tyler just needs to.
I don't know why I agreed to be brought back. I don't know why I came back. I don't know why. Period. I don't know why.
Maybe it's the stench
of you.
Your smell.
You brought me back. I didn't come back.
Yeah. So the bald head. It was my idea to bring that bald head.
But Tyler, I think that you should just go full send, go bald. I think it looks
I
good
think so too. I think you need to shave that head off.
Yeah. Do what LeBron is too afraid to do. Okay, you want us to tell you that he's not the GOAT? Do what he's too afraid to do. Just go bald.
Admit that Michael Jordan's the GOAT because he's too afraid to do that too.
Maybe I'll admit that Jordan's the GOAT if you go bald.
Carl asked me, ask Speedy about his dog. So how's your dog doing, Speedy?
Probably missing me.
Yeah, especially the other part of your body.
The dog.
I hope
how
not.
he had the peanut butter thing.
Yeah. Well,
come on. He doesn't. What?
Well, you don't know the story.
Caleb, it was accidental. Do not let those two twist it up.
Yeah, I accidentally on purpose.
So here's the question.
I heard peanut butter and dog, and
Caleb,
now I'm terrible.
No, there was no peanut butter.
Caleb, I'm gonna help you out, and then we're gonna let you go. I'm gonna tell you quickly what happened. I asked Speedy during the show a couple of months ago. I said we were talking about certain things, and I said, has your dog ever licked your ass? And he sat here and he said, he very straightforward. He said, actually, yes. And I said, then he told me the story. So Speedy, tell the story.
Okay. So I was in college at that time. I was prepping for, I was leaving for leaving for one of my sports shows in college. So I was getting dressed. So I was at my house, not in my dorm room. So I'm in my younger brother's room, so I was staying in there because I gave my bedroom to my other brother. So that's where he normally sleeps. So he knows how to open the door, barge in. So I was changing. I had no pants on. I was changing, getting dressed, and he comes up to me because he has separation anxiety. So he misses me a ton. So he comes up to me and without having any pants on, starts licking. blindsides me out of nowhere. I wasn't even looking.
Caleb, are you there?
He's no longer a virgin.
Caleb,
That
are
sounds
you
a
there?
little too convenient, Petey.
I was not even looking. He blindsided.
That sounds a little too. That seems
I
a
did
little
not
too
enjoy
convenient.
He enjoyed it.
Did you jump?
It's a low ceiling room, so no.
Caleb, I need to interview you now. Caleb, how's it feel to have this information?
You know what? You have my agent's number. You can just. We'll be in contact.
And just like that, we've lost another one.
No, but seriously, this is probably one of my favorite interviews. If you guys are willing to have me back, I'll make it work.
Absolutely would love to have you back. Speedy will reach out to you.
God. Yeah, we have the basketball saga now.
Actually, I would like to maybe even talk to you about maybe putting some of your articles on our website. We would love that. Absolutely love that. People would love to see your writing, and we'll promote you and everything like that. We would love to do that. You're awesome, and I'll tell you this: you have for a 19-year-old, you have a lot of. First of all, your IQ with football is very interesting, and
That's funny because my other boss said it was lacking.
no, I think you're dead on a lot of things that you were saying. So, obviously Tyler doesn't think so, but who cares?
No,
what
I
Tyler thinks?
agree with most of the things he said.
Well, I think Tyler respected that I tried to articulate what I was saying, and then you jump in and you rip his throat out.
No, what happened was that when you said that when he says you're small and you said that you were 6'2", that scared Tyler.
No,
Don't worry, Tyler. If you punch me in the face, I don't know if I'd.
Yeah, Tyler's going to be fighting somebody soon, one of our fans. So
Yeah, Petey, you better run.
I wonder how long that's going to last.
Who am I running from exactly?
Guy next to you.
Oh.
Anyways,
Speedy hasn't pissed me off yet.
Caleb, thank you for joining us, man. You're awesome. We'll be in touch. Speedy will be in touch. We definitely will talk.
All right, awesome. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We're just talking to Pro Football Press Patriots beat writer and founder of Foxboro Beats, Kaleb McChesney. Awesome. Really good kid. Knows his stuff, and he agrees with almost everything I agree with. So,
well,
I mean,
that's
he
how you know
is.
Caleb needs
It
to go
is an
back to the school of
intelligence that he needs, and he has it. I think he's a lot smarter than you, and very much more knowledgeable than you are when it comes.
And
to
with that, I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, Caleb. Caleb's awesome, man.
He's like me, so he's therefore smarter than you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Are you a narcissist?
Do I look like a narcissist?
Yes.
You're an idiot. Of course.
Yes. But I just called you a narcissist,
I am
moron.
not
So
a
yeah, I'm going to call you a
narcissist.
narcissist.
I'm far from it. I am not a narcissist at all.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
He thinks like me. You're a genius.
He is a genius.
Holy crap.
By the way,
you want to work for me?
By the way, the Houston Astros up 7-2. It looks like game number 2 is over.
Don't say that.
It's over.
I'll run out the interview
It
with
could
some
very
of the...
well be, but
Man,
I would.
what a
don't say
catch,
it,
by the way. Look at that catch. Wow.
I'll just round out the interview with some of the other comments that were said. Snug says Bengals defense is sneaky good. Kirk Cousins, mediocre. Tristan says the Rams are going to win a championship for my franchise's GOAT. I don't know. Have you seen the Lions defense in the last few years? That's historically bad defense. Snug says Drew Brees is NFL overrated, just as Matt Barzal is NHL overrated.
Of course, you would say that.
Tristan says Rodgers torches my team twice a year, and I'll call him a GOAT. Snug says even though Brady has
By the way,
Barzal's
Barzal's so overrated, he's got 4 goals.
Snug says
He's
even though
overrated.
Brady has 2 times the number of touchdown passes as Montana. Tristan says Rodgers turned Jordy Nelson into a cult hero. Snug says Jalen Ramsey is the man. I can't wait for the day a punter wins MVP. OMG, we have a junior Earl. Tristan says thinking the Browns are going to make the playoffs is part of
3
the
goals, I'm
reason.
sorry.
Part of the reason this man keeps getting bullied. Carl says Tyler, aka the Big Sleazy. Snug says Fitzmagic, best beard in the NFL. Carl says same guy who said LeBron isn't philanthropic. Snug says, isn't Earl the one who said that Brady's hand wasn't actually cut? Isn't he?
Are we
the one
still
who
going to
also-
go into that fucking thing? Seriously.
Isn't he the one who also claimed the past
Jesus.
Super Bowl comeback wasn't a fix? Tristan says $5. My guy Caleb costs more than that. Let's go. Carl says New Hampshire Bike Week, where the ladies wear eye patches.
All right. I'm done. Okay, I've heard enough. I've lost the will here. But why don't we get into some of the stuff that we need to finish up the show with? I mean, we're going to get into a lot of stuff tomorrow, but we still have an hour left of the show. So why don't we get into some basketball? Because we did a lot of football today, practically the whole show was left with football. So let's get into this basketball thing. And I'll say this. The Bulls, who are playing the Knicks tomorrow, I think the Bulls are playing the Knicks tomorrow. The Bulls have been fantastic. And you look at the NBA right now, and I know it's early, and there's really nothing to talk about really until mid-season, quarter into the season. That's when you really start seeing things start to fall together. The Eastern Conference, when you look at the East, the four top teams right now in the Eastern Conference goes Chicago 1, Charlotte 2, Knicks 3, Miami Heat 4. Who would have thought, really, 5 games into the season, that the Chicago Bulls, the Charlotte Hornets, the Knicks, and the Miami Heat would be the top 4 teams right now in the Eastern Conference? Tell me, did any of you guys think that?
Not helping the Knicks draft pick case.
No, but Charlotte's not going to be sitting.
I don't think so either.
No, Charlotte's not going to be sitting there at 2 all season long.
Nope.
I mean, first of all, they have a lot of deficiencies in their offense. LaMelo Ball's balling out right now. So is Lonzo. Both of them are playing very good basketball. But I don't believe LaMelo can't stay healthy. I mean, last year he couldn't play the full season. He still won Rookie of the Year. I don't understand how he won Rookie of the Year. But that just shows you the NBA and how crooked it is. But I think that when you look at the big picture right now, the East is changing. Even Washington right now is the 5th seed.
Oh, no. Hold on.
Yeah.
Brooklyn and Boston are going to turn it around and take out.
I don't know about Boston, man. Yeah. I don't know about Boston. They don't have any depth. And Boston showed me in when they had a chance they came back in that Knicks game and they went to double overtime. Boston should have won that game.
They also barely beat the Rockets just recently. So
they should have won that game.
It's young yet.
And Tatum is not shooting the ball very well right now.
He dropped 40 points.
I understand that. One game out of the 5 games they've played,
he might get hot.
Yeah, that's great. But right now, the Celtics have not looked good. And Brooklyn, I think Brooklyn will figure things out. I think they have too much depth and they still have too much veterans on the team. And I do believe Kyrie Irving's coming back one way or another. If he's not, they're going to trade him. So
who's going to take him?
What do you mean who's going to take him?
Why am I going to get a guy that's not getting vaccinated?
He doesn't have to get vaccinated. The only places he can't get vaccinated, he needs to be vaccinated is California, New York.
Right.
Anywhere else.
How many games?
What do you mean?
Well, you figure the Knicks and Brooklyn Nets
depends on where you're going.
It depends on where you're going.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
You're going to miss 8 games. A California team, yes, it's going to be a problem. If you're going to, say, a Texas team where they're not going to play as often, it might not be a big deal.
You miss 8 games.
I understand, but you also have to consider that half the league is not going to want the contract if they're rebuilding, and half the team,
contract's almost up.
No, it's up, right? But what I'm trying to tell you is they're not going to take on a contract of A, him not re-signing, or B, taking on the payroll tax if they're trying to get a young team.
He is a top 10 player right now in the league. He's a top 10 player right now in the league, and he can change the team.
Does he have a trade clause?
No,
I don't think so.
No,
because that also could hinder.
Right now, if you look at the big picture and you look at where they are at, Kyrie Irving going to another team and transitioning another team, he's a top 10 player. He goes to Charlotte right now. LaMelo Ball is not the starting point guard. Kyrie Irving is. LaMelo's the 2. If you send him to Cleveland, you can send him back to Cleveland. You can send him to Philadelphia. You can send him to Toronto. I'm just naming places. Shut up, you 2 idiots. He could go to Miami. Miami's got enough pieces to trade away for him.
But why would Miami take him?
Why not? Kyrie Irving is better than Tyler Hero. He's better than Lowry. He's better. But you could trade Hero and Lowry in a first-round draft pick for Kyrie Irving. I would do that. I would do that in a heartbeat. Kyrie Irving going to play with Jimmy Butler.
Very well right now.
Kyrie Irving playing with Jimmy Butler. You don't think they're a championship competitive team? Absolutely.
I think they're a championship competitive team now.
That's right, but Kyrie Irving makes them better. You don't think Kyrie Irving's better than Tyler Hero?
He is.
And Kyle Lowry and a first-round draft pick?
He is.
Absolutely is.
However, they're playing so well right now. Why would you break that up?
I'm just saying, if you can squeeze Kyrie Irving from the Brooklyn Nets.
Damian Lillard, you're killing me.
Damian Lillard's not having a good season. I think a lot of people, there was a story coming. I read a story recently. I think it was yesterday or the day before that Damian Lillard, I think they shot 20. He shot 26 threes, or they've shot 26 threes in a game, and he hasn't. I think they were under like 40% or 38%.
There was one game he only had 12 points, so it's probably that game.
And they said that he's going to wish that he was traded in the offseason. Right. But maybe so. Damian Lillard will be traded. I believe at the trade deadline, Damian Lillard will be traded from Portland. I don't know where he's going to go. I do believe the Knicks are a team that always wanted him. And with the players that they have right now on their roster, they can get him if they want him.
See, that makes sense.
What? Damian Lillard?
Why you would trade for a guy like Damian Lillard? That makes sense to me.
What makes sense?
Because he's a team guy. He's going to come in. He's going to want to be there.
Actually, if he was a team guy, he would have left the Portland Trailblazers, right?
I don't think that's true either.
I do.
I don't.
Because his team's not going anywhere. They're not winning anything. And maybe his team just needed the players in the future. Maybe you should have just asked them to trade him.
But if you want to be in Portland and you have your heart
he
set
doesn't
in
want to be in Portland. If he wanted to be in Portland,
he
would have signed an
Trailblazers.
extension.
I understand. He wanted the Trailblazers to build a championship competitive team around him. Well, that's not his fault. He said, "You're option A. Make me stay." And Portland said, no.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're gonna rule what's the word? You reap the bed you sow. What's the saying? Whatever.
I'm not the sayings expert, so.
Well, I figured Errol would know it. Errol seems to know everything.
Well, the root is all evil, if you know what I mean. Not the root is all evil, but the root is now evil for Damian Lillard. I just don't believe Damian Lillard's going anywhere with the Portland Trailblazers.
And maybe Chauncey Billups is a bad coach.
He didn't want to play for Chauncey Billups.
He didn't. That's why maybe he's just not a bad. Maybe he's a bad coach because the Blazers don't look good at all. Not just Damian Lillard. The team doesn't look good.
And DeRozan is a nice fit, by the way. Dame time, yes, Carl.
Oh, Carl says you reap what you sow.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, you reap what you sow, and DeRozan is a nice fit for the Chicago Bulls. And right now, they're even though what's his name again? It has a hurt finger, and he says he's going to play through it. Levine, he came out the other day and said that he has a hurt finger and could be jammed and something like that in his shooting hand. He says he's going to play it out. He's going to play through it, and that shows you how tough Levine is. Levine's the best player. He's turned out to be some special player, man. I'm wondering if the Timberwolves wish they even traded him. I mean, seriously.
No, that whole trade was a debacle for them too, because they gave up 2 first-round picks and they gave up Levine and could have built a nice team.
Could you imagine Levine on that team right now? Forget it.
Could have built a nice team with the other young players that they had at the time with Wiggins and Towns and I forget who was coaching them before Thibodeau, but they were building a foundation, and all of a sudden they disbanded to get Jimmy Butler, and then Jimmy Butler leads into the playoffs next year, and then 2 years later he's gone. So I mean, it seems like
that's because Carl Anthony Towns said he didn't want him there.
Well, sure, but it just seems like they have no sense
because he was messing around with his girl. That's what I heard.
The Timberwolves have no sense of direction at that time, and
that's not Jimmy Butler's fault. Now
I didn't say it was Jimmy Butler's fault. No, I'm saying the Timberwolves themselves.
What's not Jimmy Butler's fault? Messing around with Carl Anthony Towns' girl?
Clearly, the woman is not.
That has nothing to do. First of all,
I blame women for
that's fine, but you know that's his woman. Why are you hanging out with her? Or ex-woman? Why are you hanging out with her? You know,
ex is an ex.
He was hanging. Nevertheless, I don't care. All right. The fact is you don't hang out with another woman. If you know that's your teammate's woman, or ex-woman or whatever she was to him, I'm not hanging out with her. Okay, that causes friction in the team and that hurts chemistry. And Tom Thibodeau, they brought Jimmy Butler in. They gave up a lot for Jimmy Butler, and that's why Tom Thibodeau got fired. The whole Jimmy Butler thing when they traded him to the 76ers. That's what caused Tom Thibodeau to lose his job. But hey, listen, I'm not complaining. He's a Knick, and the Knicks are benefiting everything of Tom Thibodeau.
Started everything, so yes.
Yeah, I think first of all, Tom Thibodeau wanted to be here forever.
No, I'm just saying that's how
he wanted to be here forever. I think this was his dream job. This is where he wanted to be, and he's showing you why the Knicks made the right decision to bring him in. And I'll tell you this right now: this team has the depth to compete with any team in the Eastern and Western Conference. They're going to be in every game this year. Every game they'll be in, unless they have a bad shooting game. They shoot a lot of threes. Evan Fournier Fournier, I didn't know much about him. He has been the best pickup in the offseason for any team in basketball. He has been a success right now. I mean, he is the third option for the Knicks. He's shooting a lot of threes by the clip. He's hitting a lot of threes by the clip. I didn't realize how great of a shooter he is. I mean, he's a great shooter. Kemba Walker's starting to play. If they actually stay healthy and they hit on all cylinders, this team, I'm telling you, this team's going to be a third seed.
Both Kemba and Derrick Rose at double digits.
Derrick Rose, if he could stay healthy, Derrick Rose has got a shot now. Derrick Rose has found himself as a great secondary player. And with that, with all the players and the pieces that you have, if you want a guy like Damian Lillard, you can get him. You can absolutely get him with Kemba Walker there and Derrick Rose there. You trade one of those guys, maybe Obi Toppin and somebody else, you can get a guy like Damian Lillard because Obi Toppin is developing right in front of our eyes. I mean, this guy, they're playing him with Julius Randle now. They're playing small now, something that Tom Thibodeau never has done. And he doesn't play small, and he's starting to play them in the fourth quarter together. So, and Toppin's scoring 12, 14, and he's only playing 20 minutes.
Well, Toppin plays big for his size, and that helps out a lot, too. He's hustling. He's guarding inside now. He's getting drawn
20
fouls.
minutes, he's averaging 12, 13 points a game. I mean, if he plays 35, 40 minutes a game, he's going to score 25 points.
Remember last year, a lot of people were worried about his body type where he's
getting bigger and stronger.
A lot of people out of the draft were saying they were worried about his body type because he had the skills more of a 3 and he had the body type of a 4 or 5 where the Knicks needed to play him like a 4 or 5, and the skill set was not going for that. Now he's doing a little bit of everything too. And also in a smaller NBA, in smaller matchups, you can play him as a 5 because he's developed those.
And we talk about the 76ers. I don't know what's going on with this team, man. Doc Rivers' excuses are getting dull. Everywhere he goes is an excuse. He went from the Celtics to the LA Clippers, now to the 70s. And then he's complimenting, he's kissing Tom Thibodeau's ass, okay? Because we all know that the only reason why they won that championship was because guess who was running the defense? Tom Thibodeau over there with the Celtics. It wasn't Doc Rivers.
Carl, by the way, I love the Toppin draft pick, so I don't know what you're talking about.
What did he say? What happened?
Speedy is the only one who said that. No, I love the Toppin draft pick. I actually liked
Speedy was the only one that said what?
That of people were worrying about Toppin's body type when he was struggling at the beginning of the season last year. I never said that, Carl. I liked the draft pick.
A lot of people like the draft pick and why some people say he could be the steal, that he was the steal of that draft. And we'll see what happens. He's still developing. He's 24 years old. You remember he came a little bit late in his career. So I think he's 23, 24 years old. But Toppin could be a special player depending on how the Knicks use him. One way or another, I think the Knicks are going to move him. I do. It was Josh, by the way.
Yeah, that might maybe.
Okay. Something tells me with signing Randall to the 4-year deal, Tyler.
What
we're talking about, getting involved with the conversation.
I have nothing to say about these Knicks. They're doing everything right.
You have nothing to say about this team.
They've done everything right. They're playing well. They're doing everything right. I think they need another scorer, but that's about it.
They need a number one guy. They got too many number twos. They don't have a number one. If they get a number one guy, like I'm just saying Kyrie Irving. I'm not saying Kyrie Irving, but a Kyrie Irving.
This is that Pacer team from a few years ago with Paul George and Hibbert and them. A bunch of Robins and no Batman. But a great
They're better.
team.
They're better.
Great team. But I'm just saying.
I think they're better.
Great
They're
team.
deeper.
Yeah, I think they're better. I think
just an example.
But being that it's 2 years and they've transitioned this team into a team that has depth, something that the Knicks haven't had since the 90s, it's saying a lot. And Nerlens Noel hasn't even played yet, and he was one of the best defensive players in the league.
He was the number one offensive rebounder in the league.
Yeah, I mean, you have one of
got Rachel Robinson playing again.
That's another thing. Right. The size that you're going to have on your bench, and Mitch, the way he's playing, he's going to get signed in the offseason. The Knicks are going to re-sign him, so they're positioned very well. Nerlens Noel is only 26, 27 years old for a big man.
What a rebound he's had. Huh?
Yeah, but hey, remember he was a top 4 pick. I just think he was positioned. The 76ers ruined him.
Well,
Then
him and
he went to the Mavericks.
Maybe it's the Sixers.
Then he went to the Mavericks. I didn't think he fit there with Mark Cuban's team. And I think he's positioned with Tom Thibodeau He reminds me of a better Taj Gibson, just a bit better all-around defensive player than Taj Gibson, and he's a much better rebounder. That's for sure. So, I mean, if they can get that out of Mitchell Robinson, who could score, I mean, the Knicks have so much depth. So, Carl says the Heat are quality, and if Oladipo shows any
Miami Heat are the best
sign of health, I don't think
Miami
they
Heat
are
are the best team in the
I
East.
don't think so.
I've been saying that.
They have a lot of deficiencies.
Like,
first of all, the way they play, they don't have enough. Even though they're a rebounding team, I don't think they play with size. They're
defensively probably one of the best teams in the
they
league.
like to play
Top three
small. They
defensively.
like to play small.
Right.
And
Well, who's the weak link defensively?
They're number one in opponent points per game right now.
Mhm. That's right now.
Right.
But as the season progresses, they won't be.
They'll be top 3 all year.
What
Bam
happened?
Adebayo, PJ Tucker, Jimmy Butler alone are not going to get scorched on relentlessly. And they brought in Kyle Lowry to man the point. And Gordon Dragic was god awful.
We'll see. I think. Listen,
Hero's going to be up there for 6th man of the year if he keeps going the way he's going.
Oladipo, when he does come back, I think he's going to add definitely the offense, another offensive side piece that they need. But I don't like the Heat's depth on their bench. They have 7 guys. They don't have 10, and that's a problem. And Oladipo, if he comes back, that adds 8. So and it gives you a quality offensive player. But I don't think there are teams like the Knicks. I don't think the Knicks are done. I think the Knicks are going to make a trade.
The Heat can make a trade.
They can. But you remember, they're going to have to give up Tyler Hero because
I don't think they want to do that.
Carl says Duncan Robinson, sharpshooter.
Duncan Robinson.
Well, Duncan Robinson's starting, so he's part of the 5.
Yes. I think
Markieff Morris.
I think Milwaukee's going to get better. I think Milwaukee's. I think they're down.
Udonis Haslam's still there. Jesus Christ.
Yep. 41 years old.
He's a good leader.
No, I get it. I could have sworn he'd retire.
How many teams make the playoffs this year? Are they doing the
It's
same
still the
thing?
same. It's still the same format. So they got the 7 versus 10, 8 versus 9 play-in games.
So you want to get in the top 4.
Yes.
Because if you get into the top 4, you don't have to worry about those playing games.
When we want to mention the best team in the NBA, you let me know.
Who's the best team in the NBA?
Golden State. They're scary. They're scary.
I don't think they're the best team in the NBA.
Right now, they are.
Yeah, because they have the best record. They're 4-0.
No, I'm just saying they're playing the best.
So what? Look who they played. I mean, they played the Lakers, who are not ready. They're not ready to start, or maybe they haven't woken up yet.
No,
but the
they
season
lost
has
again tonight, by the way.
Yeah, but they're not. Listen,
To Oklahoma City.
I just want to let you know something. Speedy, I told you this. It's going to take 15 games for that Laker team to figure things out as a team. No, 15 games. Once they do, I'm telling you, watch 15 games.
Listen,
I'm telling
I
you.
have both Russ and Anthony Davis, so I don't really care.
I'm telling you.
But
remember, I said this.
No, I understand.
15
I'm
games.
not panicking. I'm not saying
There's
I don't
nothing to
think they're
panic
good. The Lakers are not winning the West. They're not.
The Lakers are winning the whole thing. And I don't know if they're going to win the they're going to win the West. Who cares? The Lakers are winning the whole thing. When the playoffs start, there's nobody going to beat them.
I don't even think they're better than Phoenix.
If LeBron James is 100% healthy going to the playoffs this year, nobody's beating them. Nobody. I said that. He will slide right through the West. I'm telling you right now. He is a different player in the playoffs. He is a different player, and with the weapons he has around him now, he is going to open up the game. So I'm telling you right now.
Melo's played well for them too so far.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the Lakers. Don't worry about the Lakers. Anybody that's a Laker fan, don't worry about them. They're going to figure it out. They're going to figure it out.
Yeah, with Ty Lue.
I'm not a big Ty Lue fan, but
the Clippers.
Let's be honest. Okay,
No, I'm sorry.
Vogel.
No, you're right.
Vogel is
Right.
the
Vogel's
coach.
not much better.
Why? He won a
Vogel's
championship.
a much
with them.
better coach than Tyronn Lue.
He won a
Yeah, he's not
championship.
great.
He won a championship.
So did Tyronn Lue.
Dude,
Tyronn Lue's a puppet. Frank Vogel at least has X's and O's and
LeBron
plays.
James is the coach in that. LeBron James
He's
is the
a
coach.
puppet.
That's fine. LeBron James is the coach on that
No,
team.
I agree with you. I'm just saying Frank Vogel's a puppet.
You want to praise the Pacers from 2012 to 2015 like you were praising the Knicks as being that team with a good
Well,
team.
I was actually
That's
going
Frank
to say
Vogel.
Tom Thibodeau was a much better coach.
I
than
agree
Frank
with
Vogel.
that, but Frank Vogel's still a good coach.
Dude, he was coach of the year. He's probably if the Knicks get a 3rd seed, he's gonna be coach of the year
Didn't
again.
Ty Lue win coach of the year?
No, never.
No.
Never.
No, the NBA is actually good in the one sense where they
Never.
will not give the coach of the year to the figurehead coaches that play with super teams.
Yeah,
or coach super teams.
If the Knicks make the playoffs at the 3rd or 2nd seed, Tom Thibodeau will be a second-year coach of the year. And I predicted he was going to be coach of the year last year before the season started. And then when I said it at the end of the season, everybody says Monty Williams. I said Monty Williams isn't winning it. They're going to give it to Tom Thibodeau because look what he did with the Knicks. And the Knicks right now, even though they're expected to make the playoffs this year, I'm telling you, they're going to win 50 games this year. They're going to win 50 games easy this year. I'm saying they could win 55, 56 if in a good year. They can win 55, 56. They're going to be very hard to beat because of their depth. And if they make a trade and they bring in a number one guy to play with the Randalls and obviously the Fourniers and the players that they have, watch out for the Knicks. Because I'm not saying that as a Knicks fan. Watch out for them because the East is winnable. It is a winnable East. Milwaukee's beatable. The Nets are definitely beatable without Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
And
the Nets barely beat the Wizards.
Yeah. They're beatable. And by the way, what's going on with Harden? Oh my God.
He got ejected today too.
He's looked terrible.
Let me guess. He argued a travel call that he actually got called on him.
Don't quote me for the ejection thing, but Instagram's blown up now.
He's looked horrible, man. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe he's back hanging out at those strip clubs he was at the beginning of last season.
Well,
whatever it is, he's looked horrible.
He has.
And at 20, I don't care what he's almost averaging a triple-double. Everybody says, well, how could you say I posted something up on social media today? And how could you say he looks terrible? He's averaging a triple-double. It's deceiving when you're the second best player in a team and you're shooting 30 shots a game and you're hitting 20 points.
Also, one of his near triple-doubles, I think, was 17, 8, and 9. Like that's like Chris Paul on a bad day.
And that's why I give guys, and the one credit I'll give Steph Curry. If you give Steph Curry 30 shots, he's going to score 50 points.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's different when you see James Harden. He shoots 30 shots. He scores 20.
Yeah, Steph Curry and James Harden's efficiency points are like 8-9% apart.
It's terrible. And you can't, and listen, Russell Westbrook, who I still think has a lot in his tank. He looked really good the other day. I really believe, and people just put him down thinking that he's some kind of just piece of garbage you could toss to the side, which I think is ridiculous. When this guy figures out how to play with LeBron James and obviously, what's his name again? Davis. Watch out for this team. I'm telling you right now, this Laker team, this is not a finishing product. It's not even close to a finishing product. When this product starts to, hit on all cylinders, watch out for them. They're too good. They have too much depth on their bench. They have guys that could shoot, spread the offense, open up the field. I'm telling you.
I need to trade Damian Lillard.
Damian Lillard?
He's killing me right now.
Why do you need to trade him?
He's 2 of 12 from the field.
Yeah, he's always been like that, though. He's always been a slow first month, and then he gets going.
Yeah,
it's always been. That's it. Except for 2 years ago, where he was.
Come on, are you really worried about Damian Lillard?
Wait, who was it that said Damian Lillard is the best point guard in basketball?
I did.
Right here. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I still think he is.
I'll admit he's always been a slow starter, though.
I still think he is. I don't care what anybody says. Listen, he's not having
couldn't tell
the first 5 games.
I argue this all the time, so I don't know where I have Curry supporters or not.
It's not about Curry supporters.
Well, no,
I look at Curry as a 2. I don't look at him as a point.
Errol's argued for Westbrook at times. He's argued. Who's the other one you argued
John Wall.
for? John Wall.
I want before he tore his Achilles.
I've thought Lillard for like the last 3 years. I think you have for the last 2 or so, like that.
Before John Wall tore his Achilles when he was on Washington, John Wall was unbelievable. And
actually, I think the year he tore his Achilles, that was when I thought he was the best point guard, and then he tore his Achilles and never got back.
No, he'll never be the same. In basketball, once you tear your Achilles, you're never the same. And you can ask Kobe Bryant that. You can ask.
Well, jackass, no, you can't ask Kobe Bryant that. But anyway, go ahead.
But you could have asked Kobe Bryant. Is that better for you?
Yes.
Okay,
Derrick
so
Rose, all the knee
I,
injuries.
I can't wait until see Thompson come in because Thompson's not going to be the same player. I mean, he's a
You
shooter.
don't know that.
He's
Offensively, he's going to be the same.
I don't think so.
I think offensively he'll be fine because he's more of a catch and shoot guy. He's not
And
really
Curry
a
sets it
creator
up.
type like Steph Curry or Damian Lillard or anyone like that. But defensively,
He
it's
creates his
concerning.
own shot, Klay Thompson. He creates his own shot. He's very good at
I'm not saying
creating
he's not capable. It's not really his game though, as much as it is to be a catch and shoot
on the
guy.
perimeter. Yes, he can. He's got a
I don't know if
quick
he's really the
release.
creator ball handler type like a lot of these.
He's
other-
got one of the quickest releases I've ever seen.
right as a catch and shoot guy, not really a creator guy. But defensively is where I'm more concerned with him, just because of his lateral movement on the perimeter. Will that be the same for somebody who's in his early 30s now and
You know, who looks
coming
good.
off those multiple
Wiseman
injuries,
looks
too?
good.
Yep.
Wiseman looks really
Yes,
good.
he does.
I've been very impressed with him. Very impressed. And I remember in the offseason, they were trying to trade him.
Yeah.
They were trying to find a suitor for him. I don't understand why, but
We get a superstar. That's why.
well, he could be. I mean, he could be a superstar.
I think he will be too. But
Yeah.
I'm saying at the time
He's
they
a
were
baby.
they were in the rumors for all those superstars. One week it was Ben Simmons. 1 week it was Karl Anthony Towns.
It's going to take
It
a
was-
couple of years. I mean, he's averaging 11 right now.
he came in the league at 19. And
Yeah.
off. Remember the scandal he went through at Memphis too. So he only played like 7 games there too. So he was rusty as it was coming into the league. Didn't get obviously no training camp or anything like that because of the pandemic. I mean, he had to deal with a
You
lot.
know who's
So
been a big pickup for the Golden State Warriors? Andre Iguodala.
Yep.
I've been.
Told you so.
Yeah, well, he's old. And
Doesn't matter. His leadership and defense are why they brought him in.
Well, it seemed inevitable.
What are
He
you
was going to
guys
go back
talking
to
about?
Golden
He hasn't
State
played.
for a while.
Who?
Why James Wiseman has not played this year.
Yes.
No, he has not.
James Wiseman has played this year.
No, he has not.
Oh, I thought he did so.
No,
Sure?
I'm dead sure. I just double checked to make sure I'm not crazy.
Let me see.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I must have mixed him up with someone else on the court watching the Warriors games then. All right.
2020 and 2021. 11.5. I don't know. You could look it up. You sure he didn't play?
I'm 99.9%
All
positive he hasn't played this year.
Well, whatever the case is, James Wiseman is a good player.
But going back
I
to
agree.
Iguodala, that seems inevitable. He was going back to
it's
Golden
Andrew
State. He
Wiggins.
was, that might have been who I'm mixing up with because
Andrew
I think
Andrew Wiggins is playing well.
okay because they look
17 points.
Wiseman's obviously taller, but
5
they look
and
similar.
3.
So I might have mixed it up. Long distance.
Still, James Wiseman is a good player. And
He's
gonna,
a very good player.
and he's going to be a
He's
good
going to be
player.
when he comes back. That's what I'm saying. They're 4-0 now. Jordan Poole's taking a step as role
he's
player
nice.
to starter. Damian Lee has emerged as a consistent bench player for them. Iguodala is going to bring you the defense and the grit. And James Wiseman is going to come back, get rebounds and interior scoring that they don't have right now.
They're not a good rebounding team.
They will be when Wiseman comes back.
One guy is not going to change.
It won't be one guy. It'll be Wiseman, Draymond, Iguodala, Wiggins.
Dude, they're not going to be
Otto
a good,
Porter.
They're not going to be a good rebounding team, and it's going to be a problem in the playoffs when they play the bigger and stronger teams that can actually.
They're
put
not done.
two guys-
They're not gonna go to the playoffs currently constructed.
Okay, I don't know what you're going to do. You're going to have to trade a big pieces to get some of the players that you're looking to bring in. I mean, who are you going to bring in? That's going to help.
I mean, I don't know now. I don't know what big man, but
I
don't-
mean,
think
none of the
personally,
playoff teams are going to give up any.
What's
of the players.
Zion's value right now?
Zion Williamson?
Zion Williamson is
A lot.
No,
You're
way.
not trading.
North of 300 pounds, fractured foot, and now they're saying that he's coming back on a minutes restriction.
I'll take Williamson any day. I'll take
over
Zion.
Wiseman.
I'll take Zion Williamson and any guy on the Knicks. You kidding me? I'll take.
Oh, you're.
I'm not 27-7-3. Yeah, okay. I'm giving up a player of that magnitude. Yeah, okay. This guy's a.
Julius Randle's going to play.
This guy is a superstar
when he plays.
And it doesn't matter. He's a superstar.
You're still going to have to give up a lot if you're Golden State, who's already pretty cash strapped as it is. You're going to have to re-sign him.
Well, no, I don't think they're
Scored
going to get him.
23. 20.
I was really just asking what his value was.
Well, let's see.
His value is going to be pretty high for a team that needs him to be a number 1 guy or even a number 2 guy to go with a duo.
Listen. I drafted Zion. I know the talent. I'm saying the value's not there.
Okay, and the value is not going to be there for Golden State because Golden State, 1, has a lot of money already invested into their core, and 2,
Zion hasn't played yet this year.
And 2, he's going to
But it's only 5 games.
Yeah, the Warriors are going to have to give up a lot of the players that are doing well in order to do that. Jordan Poole, I would imagine, is going to be a focal point for New Orleans if they're going to want to trade that kind of thing. And so we're one of their veterans once they end up making the money work.
By the way, Zion Williams is 284 pounds. So just
I'm not saying that might not be right. A report came out today that the Pelicans brought Zion in, right? Well, not today. It was a few days ago. And they weighed him about 318 pounds.
I don't believe
well north of 300 pounds.
I don't believe
that. No, unless the beat reporters in New Orleans want to make up lies.
I know he was playing a lot of street ball. That I do know.
With a fractured foot?
No, in the off season. How do you think he fractured his foot?
Because that's why he's not playing right now.
Why do you think how do you think he fractured his foot?
I mean,
playing street ball. That's what he was doing this summer. He was doing a lot of street ball, and he hurt. He fractured the hairline, fractured his foot. He's fine. He'll be fine. He'll get healthy and he'll be fine. Zion Williamson is a beast, and there's no way they're just going to say, "Here, you can take Zion. We'll take these two guys." Zion Williamson.
The offer is going to start with Wiseman and Poole.
You're going to have to give a lot more than that.
I know.
I mean, you're talking about it right now when healthy.
So
top 10 player right now in the league, easy. Zion
top 10.
Oh, absolutely.
You're crazy.
Last year, averaged 27, 7, and 3. How many players did that? How many players?
Not a lot.
Okay.
I don't think he's top 10.
Oh, he absolutely is. Absolutely is a top 10 player. It's
top 20. I might give you.
Oh,
top
10.
10's a lot.
Top 10. If you look at Zion Williams' numbers, I don't think anybody can argue that. He is a top 10 player right now in the league. I mean, obviously, we don't know what he's doing right now, but
Curry, Lillard, Durant, Giannis, LeBron, that's 5. Jokic, that's 6. Harden, 7.
He's better than Harden. He's better than Harden.
I don't really know.
I'm telling you, he's better than Harden. Go ahead.
And now I feel like I'm forgetting people. So Damian Lillard, right?
He's not better.
Bradley Beal's better
Luka
than him.
Doncic.
Luka Doncic is better.
He's a better all around player than Bradley Beal. He's a shooter. Zion actually plays defense. So go ahead.
I mean, Beal plays defense.
No, he
too.
does.
That's
Well,
he's
yeah,
not good.
His defense is solid.
It's all
It's
right.
not,
He's
it's not
not.
great,
That's
but
he's not.
it's decent. It's serviceable.
That's all right.
Let's see. Who am I forgetting right now?
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler is better.
He's better than Jimmy Butler.
That's
You go look at his numbers. He's better than Jimmy
But
Butler.
Jimmy Butler doesn't build his game around numbers. Jimmy Butler builds his game around winning.
Just look at Jimmy Butler's numbers.
Anthony Davis is better.
Yeah.
That's what,
Anthony
9?
Davis, yes.
Yeah, they're pretty similar.
Jason Tatum is better.
He's better than Jason Tatum.
Jimmy Butler's career
more
numbers
consistent.
are pretty similar to Zion.
Well, how can you say that when Tatum plays?
Okay, he played 85 games so far in his career in a year and a half. What was it, 2 years? He averages 25.7 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. His field goal percentage is at 60. His three-point shot is 34%, which is great. Okay, his free throws are 70%. Those are great. What do you?
70% free throws.
Those are great numbers.
No, the free throw at 70%. You're bragging
When
about.
he-
So that's one flaw in his game.
He shot 56% when he played for Duke.
I agree with you. I didn't say he was a good free throw.
LeBron is his career 75% free throw shooter, and
let's not get
LeBron's the
started
greatest.
on this.
He's the second greatest player of all time. So whatever.
Let's not get started on that, shall we?
Zion Williams is a top 10 player. He is.
And by your logic, Kyrie is top 10, so that's 10.
Donovan Mitchell.
I mean,
Donovan Mitchell, I think is better.
you listen. You can argue. You could put whoever you want there, but I think Zion Williams is a top 10 player. You could put whoever you want there.
Oh, here we go. You know what line's about to come?
What?
You know what line he's about to say?
What?
That's my opinion, and that's a
That's
fact.
not what I said.
What is he, the beef?
That's not
No,
what
but
I.
that's a very common.
That's
a
not
very
what I
common
said.
thing
That's
here.
not what.
That's a very beef.
No, it's not what I said. You have your thoughts on where you think your top 10 is, and I have mine. And I believe that Zion Williamson.
Talent-wise, he might be, but I'm sorry. If you don't play, how the hell am I going to put you there?
Well, he's played 85 games in 2 years.
That's not good.
How many games are in
82 is
no, because it was 50 games one
Right,
year
but
because
It was
It
72
last
games
year.
last year,
Mhm.
just 10 less, and then whatever he carried over from
50. It was 50 the year before that.
Okay, all right, so he played
So
50 the year before.
100 and 122.
All right, and he played
Yeah,
85,
well,
and he
85
played
out,
85.
122
That's
isn't
bad.
not bad. He's played the majority
But
of his games.
also, didn't he have a minutes restriction when he first came back?
I think initially, yes.
Yes.
But,
yeah, well,
I
2
believe
games,
so.
3 games.
but not because
No,
of talent,
it
because of
was-
injury.
I understand that. Again, injury.
Well, no, teams do it because
And
You can find whatever
and
you
I
want.
have a fear.
You can find whatever you want about Zion.
I don't know. We've never seen an athlete of his.
Yes, we have. The Diesel.
Yeah, but
The Diesel. I mean, Diesel was bigger.
Shaq, right,
I
but
mean,
Shaq wasn't as athletic.
Yes, he was.
I think Zion's more athletic than Shaq.
Well, Shaq was pretty damn athletic. I mean, he can run up and down the court just as fast as anybody.
Oh,
I hit him in the face.
a couple broken teeth.
Ristolainen.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
No, I know he'll be fine, but I saw teeth shatter.
Before we go, we'll be back tomorrow. I want to finish up with a little baseball. The Houston
Those are ugly
Astros.
jerseys, by the way.
The Houston Astros. And I'm not a Houston Astro fan. I can't stand the Houston Astros. But tonight's win is a huge win. And losing, what's his name again? Morton for the playoffs and for the series is going to affect the Braves. Morton's been one of the best playoff pitchers in baseball for the last 7-8 years. He's been great with Tampa Bay all these years. And that's why the Braves made the move to bring him in. Losing him, obviously, to a fractured, I think it's tibia. Fibular. I think he's out for the playoffs now.
He's
right?
done. Yes. He's done, and he might miss the beginning of next season. So
I think he's gonna retire.
No. He's got a lot left.
He's a great pitcher. I wanted the.
It had
Yankees
nothing to
sign
do
him
with his
for all
arm.
the-
It had nothing to do with his arm.
Yeah, it had to do with.
They signed him
comeback
1 year. The Yankees could bring him in.
No.
He
He's
doesn't
one more
want-
year.
he
One more
doesn't-
year.
he
Didn't sign 2 years?
And he doesn't
2
want to
years.
pitch in New York.
Yeah, I think he's making $22 million or something next year. This is the bigger. Next year's the bigger year of the contract he signed with the Braves.
They
But-
might cut him.
No.
I think so.
No.
They're a young team that's getting younger, and I believe a bunch of their pitchers come back next
Yeah, but they still have a role. The young pitchers could pitch out of the bullpen. There have been
I would
versatile
have him
their whole
pitch out of the
career.
bullpen.
The younger pitchers are more used to it. For postseason strategy, I think you're trusting Morton, who's been a good big game pitcher in his career, over that. So you're going to have him on the roster just for that.
How am I?
So between that, now he might, again, whether he re-injures it is another question, but the Braves can do a precautionary measure because they have the other pitching depth too. So they'll bring him back, they'll ease him back into it, but they might not have him pitch a lot of innings, but they're still going to have him start over coming out of the bullpen.
Tyler, you were going to say something?
No, I wasn't. It has nothing to do with anything you were talking about.
Well, we were talking about the Astros, and
No,
now
I know. I don't want to talk about the Astros or the Red Sox or the Dodgers or the
Well,
Braves or anything.
Well, the off season is around the corner. You should be talking about it. It's a radio show.
Well, you didn't bring up off season. You said,
but
Braves.
Yeah, we're talking about the Braves right now. The World Series is going on. Houston Astros versus the Atlanta Braves.
I don't want to talk.
And
about
it's tied 1-1, and I think that losing a guy like Morton could really set the Braves back. I mean, I really thought the Braves were going to win this series because you could probably see.
I think Houston's the clear-cut favorite after today.
Well, I think they were the favorite after losing Morton.
Well, that came out today.
Because I think Morton could have pitched in 3 of these games. And even if he pitches 5 innings, he could have pitched in 3 of these games. And now you're going to depend on young pitching like Free and stuff like that. Free pitched tonight. He did not pitch well.
He tends to bounce back well after bad games, though. He rarely has 2 bad ones in a row.
And the Astros have pitched very well in the playoffs, considerably well after losing all the players that they've lost. They lost Verlander for the season, obviously, and Verlander
they have no McCullers either.
Yeah, and by the way, Verlander is not going to be re-signing with Houston in the offseason. He's a free agent. I believe he will be going elsewhere.
And they'll probably end up trading Greinke.
Greinke's going to retire, I think. I think Greinke's retiring. I think he's done. But if he does decide to come back, Greinke will not be back with them. Verlander, he'll have his pick where he wants to go. I mean, the Red Sox could be a team. The Yankees could be a team that he would want to pitch for his last year.
Please.
What? What do you mean, no, please? What, you don't think Justin Verlander can't pitch another year or two the way he pitches?
It's not that, right? He's 38 now.
So what?
So
That
he'll be
doesn't
39
matter.
at the start of the season. Listen, it has Corey Kluber 2.0 written all over it.
Oh, he's better than Corey Kluber.
No, I understand that. But what I'm trying to tell you is old guy
who pitches well in the playoffs, who pitches well under pressure.
Well,
It's very hard to find pitchers that could pitch under pressure like that. Morton,
I agree.
Morton's what, 37 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Morton is a great playoff pitcher. Why do you think?
That's why Tampa Bay brought him in. That's why I wanted him, and
that's why the Braves are going to hang on to him, and they're not going to trade him.
And that's why I think when Verlander is sitting there and dangled
they're
around,
also have budget. They're going to have to start planning to sign a couple of these guys. I don't know.
Signed a good amount of them already.
Yeah, I don't know.
you're not going to have to overpay for Verlander.
Do you want to lose Duvall? Do you want to lose?
They're not going to cost a lot.
Peterson.
Here's a guy that's going to cost.
Those guys aren't going to cost.
Max Scherzer is going to cost a lot for 3 years.
Please,
please. And you're going to tell me that Justin Verlander,
Max Scherzer is a better pitch. Stop it. You can't stop it.
I don't know about.
Listen, there's a couple, like we joke on this show about saying dumb things. Do not compare the best second half in baseball from a pitcher we've seen, and I don't know, over a decade.
You're going to tell me
a guy you haven't seen pitch in a year and a half.
Justin Verlander, before he hurt himself, he was one of the best pitchers in baseball.
One of the best. You're talking about the best.
Okay.
Or the second best.
And what makes you think that Verlander not coming back and being a steal for a team like the Yankees or the Red Sox to bring him in as their third guy? What are you kidding me? Because he's not going to be the
Verlander would be the Yankees' second guy.
No, he won't. Because Savarino will be the second guy for the Yankees this year. That's fine. But Savarino's the younger guy, and they're going to expect Savarino to be their second guy. So bringing in Verlander, they're only going to sign him a year. They'll bring him 1 year. And he was one of the guys on the list. Guys that the Yankees could be interested in. What?
No, I meant the headset. I don't know why you're trying to take the cheap way out. Mm-hmm. Call Max Scherzer and see if he's interested in coming out in the East.
He doesn't.
If he's not, hold on. I am not saying the Yankees are going to get Max Scherzer.
They're not.
I'm not. All right, that's fine. I don't care.
I'm just telling you, they're not.
That's fine. But you need to put the effort in to get the definitive no. Because what if next year, let's just say he goes to San Diego, because I think that's where he wants to go.
And you don't think that they're going to reach out to Max Scherzer's agent and ask him what he wants? Of course they do.
But hold on. Just hear me out.
Brian Cashman does it all the time.
That's fine. And I want him to do it again. If Max Scherzer's sitting in San Diego in mid-August, and they go, hey, Max, we're glad you came to San Diego, and that we're glad that, the team is flourishing with you as the helm. What made you come here? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, no one really called me. The Dodgers called. This team called. A few teams called, but I wasn't really interested. Oh, well, any big name surprises that didn't call you? Yeah, the Yankees didn't call me. The Red Sox, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. If he says the Yankees didn't call him, that's not good. And that's a bigger issue than him not coming here at all.
The Yankees will reach out to his agent. They reach out to everybody's agent. And I believe that, but I think the Red Sox
he says no.
I think the Red Sox, even though their salary cap is a lot, I believe the Red Sox are going to spend some money this offseason. I do.
I think they're going to make a lot of trades too.
I think they're going to spend some money.
That's Bloom's specialty.
I think they're going to spend some money. I also listen. I think because of the Astros being in the World Series and the Red Sox being in the ALCS, the Yankees will open up. I just don't know how much they're going to open up to. I'm talking about money. I'm talking about money. It's not about pitching. It's about the salary cap and where they're going. Right now, they're 19, 18 million over it. The Yankees got to decide who they're arbitrating, who they're not arbitrating, who they're bringing back, who they're not bringing back, what they're going to decide, how they're going to sign them, and then go from there. I think they already know who their outfield's going to be. Their center fielder's going to be Hicks. That's what that. I don't know why you for. He's one of the best defensive center fielders in the league, and he's a
when you
switch,
last saw him,
he's a switch hitter, and he can actually run for a guy his size. So you get 18 home runs out for your center field, give you 60 RBIs, and give you a Gold Glove outfield. That's pretty damn good for your center field if he can stay healthy. That's the problem with him.
Well, the problem is you have a logjam at outfield.
Not really,
but no pure center fielders.
Not really. I think Aaron Hicks.
Gallo, center field, Texas, and that outfield.
Aaron Hicks is a pure center fielder.
They only play the corner outfield until last year.
Gallo will be.
Cody Bellinger did it.
Gallo will be the starting left field guy in the beginning of the season next year, and Aaron Judge will be the right fielder. Mm-hmm. And John Carlo will, obviously be the DH. They already know what their outfield. It's really the infield. Are they moving to Gleyber Torres to second base, which I believe they are. Then they got to decide. Are they going to bring in a veteran shortstop? Now I've been hearing Correa. His name's been brought up.
Oh my God.
The Yankees haven't said it. It's just a rumor.
Right, but rumors have legs.
No, they don't.
What?
Not with the Yankees.
That's
when was the last time you
Manny Machado?
Manny Machado what?
When everybody, you yourself included, said Manny Machado's coming.
Did he go?
No, because of the contract. They couldn't figure it out.
He was never going there.
The Yankees.
They weren't training
The
Gleyber
Yankees
Torres.
absolutely wanted him. He came to the Bronx, what, twice or 3 times?
The Yankees were never getting him.
No.
They
He
were
wanted to be here. The Yankees wanted to make it work, and they just could not make it work financially. So don't tell me that Carlos Correa, who's a younger, less of a headache version of Manny Machado, is on the market.
Really? Less of a headache?
Yeah. It's less of a
I'm sorry. He curses at everybody that tries to steal a base. He cheated. Correa is great. Yeah, Yankee fans don't want him there, but
I don't want him either.
I don't think he's good. I told you what they're going to do. Gleyber Torres is going to be the second baseman. They're going to bring in Volpe in spring training. He's going to win the job. You should read what some of the players in their farm system are saying about this kid. Okay. I don't care. That's fine. Whatever you say, Tyler. I don't really care what you say. Go read what they say about him.
I don't need to read anything.
Okay.
The kid is too young to get called up in that spot.
Derek Jeter got called up the same age.
All right. There's a huge difference between that Yankees team and this one.
Really?
This Yankee team has expectations to go to a World Series. That team did not.
Really?
Yes, really.
That team was pretty damn good. They brought in Tino Martinez, Paul O'Neill, Scott Brocious.
O'Neill was
there
for.
That wasn't Scott Brocious that year. It was that was a good team. They had Wade Boggs.
We
brought
to
in Wade
World
Boggs.
Series
team. They were expecting. Look at the pitching staff. Look at the relief pitcher. They had Wetland and Mariano Rivera.
Yeah, I know.
Nelson, Stanton. That team was loaded. That team was loaded. They were expected to be a good team.
They were the underdogs the entire time. The Atlanta Braves were supposed to mop the floor with them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just when the World Series started. Let alone in spring training when
not through the American League when they beat Seattle. Okay,
Seattle was the clear favorite.
Yeah, clear favorites, but that doesn't matter. The Yankees aren't clear favorites to anything. Okay, just because their team is talented doesn't mean you're going to win. I keep telling you that over and over again.
Hold on, I'm saying expectations. The Yankees don't have expectations in '96.
Listen,
they did not.
Listen, you could say whatever you want. The fact is,
Manley had just retired. They didn't know who was what. They didn't know what the franchise was going. They didn't know the next
How
phase.
old were you when the Yankees in '96?
I would have been 4.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean Hold on. You're not discounting me now.
I'm going to tell you
age.
because I'm going to tell you you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. They brought in Wade Boggs in the offseason. Wade Boggs was a good player. Paul O'Neill they made the trade for 30
years before that.
It doesn't matter. They brought in Wade Boggs that year. They brought in Paul O'Neill. They brought Tino Martinez in a trade. They were expecting the team to be great. Jorge Posada was becoming a superstar behind the plate. Okay. So
that was Lawrence and
Girardi. It was Girardi. I'm sorry. It was Girardi. It was Girardi. Yes. And Lawrence was a DH and he hit the game-winning home run against Seattle in the
I don't
not the wild
remember
card
Tino being there.
Yes,
I don't remember Tino being there.
Tino was there. Tino was there in '96. Tino was there in '96. You could look it up. But we got to go. So I don't want. We could talk about this tomorrow. I really want to get into this.
No, damn, we're leaving early.
Yeah, well, it's 11:54. What do you mean leaving early?
I don't know. You normally go till midnight.
Yep, he's right. The first year of the Yankees was 1996. He was there until 2005.
I didn't say he was wrong. I said I don't remember him being there.
I think he hit 40 home runs that year too. I'm pretty sure he did. 35 or something like that.
No, that was 97. He hit 44.
What did he hit, Speedy?
25 home runs in 1996.
How many RBIs?
117.
Okay. He had a great season.
1997.
And he was a Gold Glove defensive player.
No. Tino Martinez is I think he's the best first
Listen, 96, they had a lot of it. 96, they had a lot of good expectations. Bernie Williams was your center fielder. Derek Jeter was called up. They didn't know what Derek Jeter was.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying.
Bernie Williams was a star. Bernie Williams was a star already. Okay. He was a great center fielder in the league. He was in the league for like 4 years before Derek Jeter even came to the league. So they were expected to be good. And with that bullpen, yeah, good. You don't know what they're going to be.
But good in World Series. What are the Yankees' expectations next year?
First, not World Series. Not World Series. They weren't World Series. They were talented. They were playoff contenders. They were playoff.
Why did Aaron
contenders.
Boone get an extension?
Why did he? I want to hear this from you.
So the Yankees are saying that they think that they're close to winning a World Series.
So
with
what?
This moron
They think.
So
They
they
think.
think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what?
So they think that they have a competitive chance of being.
Did anybody think Boston was going to be a playoff team?
No, I thought they'd be closer. But
Did anybody think they were going to the
better.
ALCS? No. Did anybody think the Astros are going to go to the ALCS? No.
Yes.
No, they didn't.
The Astros.
Nobody
Who was going to win the West?
First of all, nobody thought the Astros were going to go to the ALCS. Nobody. All right. They lost with all the players that they lost and their pitching staff. Who thought who was their number one pitcher?
Well,
who was their number one
the
pitcher?
year was probably Greinke and then McCullers.
McCullers was their number one pitcher. And Greinke is an old man. Okay.
Well, he got hurt.
Yeah. Well,
And
Greinke
Verlander
was done.
Well, right. No,
They
I'm
thought
saying Verlander obviously never pitched.
They thought that they were going to be a bust this year, and they're in the World Series. All right. People thought that the Angels were going to go to the playoffs, and people thought this and that.
Well, they might have if Mike Trout didn't get hurt.
I still don't think they would have made the playoffs.
They would have been more competitive.
It's the Angels. They'll find a way to screw it up. They'll think they're competitive, then they make some egregious trade.
That you want a center fielder? That's the guy you go get.
You can't.
Major League Baseball should get him. Major League Baseball though seriously needs to get him out of there.
That's not going to happen.
They need
The
to,
only
they
way,
need
the
to-
only
they
place
need
he'll
to do something.
go, the only place he'll go,
wherever.
No.
You need to get him out of LA.
First, I think he has a no trade clause,
Well,
and
you
the
need to
only
get him out.
the only place he'll go besides staying with the Angels is Philadelphia.
Then send him there.
That's it. He's
You
not
need
going
him
anywhere else.
to
Could
have-
you imagine him and Bryce Harper on a team? Give me a break.
The Phillies will be over the luxury tax for like a decade.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Do you understand how
Yeah,
much
and
publicity
they'll
they
still
get?
not win because their pitching is awful.
He's not going anywhere.
He's not, but
Maybe 3-4 years down the road.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. Once they
Okay,
realize
Dame.
that they
Okay,
overpaid for a
Dame
bunch
time.
of people.
Oh.
Okay, Dame time. All right. I appreciate
I don't think he appreciates you because he doesn't know you.
you. Well, probably not.
Well, how can you not appreciate him if he doesn't know who he is?
Right. Thank you, Speedy.
Well, maybe you need to grab his underwear, and maybe your dog can lick his ass.
Why would my dog lick Damian Lillard's ass?
I don't know. He licked yours.
I know. He knows me. I don't think he's that creepy to people he doesn't know.
Oh, man. Anyways, that's it for our show, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll get into some hockey and all the other stuff that we missed today. We will also make our picks week 8. We'll get into everything. There's a lot to talk about, so don't worry about that. We have 2 guests tomorrow as well, so I'm sure they'll be fun to deal with as well. Anyways, I'd like to thank Pro Football Press Patriots beat writer and founder of Foxboro Beat, Kaleb McChesney. He was great. Yeah, I know you didn't like him.
No,
but
I really did like him.
he was a good kid. He really
Well,
was.
he's a good kid.
And he made some sense on a lot of things that he was saying. So shout out to Kaleb. All the fans that listen to us, Carl, thank you for beating the drum. And hopefully everything's good over there. We will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, by the way, Carl, I think you just jumped in and you're going to probably jump out. We didn't hear Jeff today.
I know. He would have loved to hear the interview. So
I'm sure.
I'm sure if Jeff heard that, he'd think that's his favorite person.
I don't know about that. A lot of stuff he agreed with me. I don't think.
No. I know that because he's a Patriots guy and attack Tyler. Jeff would love it. That's why I said it wouldn't surprise me if
Jeff's probably on a
if
date.
Jeff saw the post. I wouldn't be surprised me if Jeff contacted him and said conspired. Why don't you go attack this kid?
I think
on
Jeff,
everything.
I think Jeff was on a date or something.
Probably, but like I'm saying, that would be the most. That guest that we've had with Kaleb was probably the most connected guest to Jeff in terms of Jeff being a Patriots fan and Jeff attacking Tyler.
He would be Jeff's best buddy.
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know.
He would literally fund his whole Foxboro beats through himself.
I don't know about that. But it was a great show. It really was. Anyways, thank you to all the fans that listen to us. Keep listening to us. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, this is Errol Marks, Speedy Petey, and Tyler Harrison saying good night. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
You're listening to the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Saturday, August 28th. Add it to your calendar. the Sports Betting Channel presents To Be Determined. Our new show starts at 8 o'clock out here in San Diego, 11 o'clock in New York, and then we're done just in time for the first game kickoffs for college football. You're going to get 4 totally different slices of sports. Blackhawk West joins us for Saturdays in Canada and some plays for the CFL game. What do you do when the easy sports data is trending in opposite directions? Well, Mo's going to help us decide what to do on Something's Gotta Give. There's also Paulo's plays. Now, if you're not betting soccer, you really should be. And this guy is very, very good. Finally, there's Wake and Bake, where sports betting meets marijuana. Hey, the games start early here in Southern California. Now, 9 o'clock's a lot easier when marijuana is legal. It's like having 4 shows in one. Check it out Saturday, August 28th on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, on the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network, and on the Sports Betting Channel.